Yeah, I had a little oopsie daisy there on the last stream. Gonna have to delete that. Yeah, accidentally revealed the material that I was trying to avoid because the nature of these yeah, the female sexual slavery frames. Yeah, in the book there's some images and yeah, it got bad. But give me a second because I'm going to go ahead and put these back on the screen now. Okay. So that was an epic fail by me. That was a bit of a fail. Let's get this back up and rolling. Why is the Hateful Tates linked on the War Room document? What's relevant? As far as like what they're teaching them, that's a great question. I'm not sure what exactly is going to be relevant. Uh, You know, Maybe at the point in time because in the Hateful Tates, that's when I first found the dragon and the pearl statue. So maybe it's that when these documents were created, that was when they first began recording. So maybe Tate Confidential wasn't even a thing yet. But I don't have the dates. But at least at the time, they were building and working on something, and they were definitely doing the cam girl stuff while they were doing Hateful Tates. So maybe Hateful Tates was what was relevant at that time. That's my theory, at least. Okay, so let me try to not mess this up again, and let me go back and delete that previous stream before the YouTube admins find it and give me the boot and all that. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm just trying to be careful. All right, delete forever. Well, that's unfortunate because I showed you guys my Pokemon collection, and now we don't get to see my Pokemon collection. All right. Okay. All right, back to square one. So this is what we were looking at. Hold on. This is bugging me. Can I turn this off on the side here? Yeah. Turn that off. Where's the other one? All right. Okay. Back to square one. All right. Sorry. Troubleshooting. We got it. We're good. We're good. Okay. So check this out. From the top. As promised, I'm investigating the female sexual slavery frames. Here at the bottom, we have the survival scroll, right? It states, please read them in this exact order, talking about the reading list. They build upon each other. If you're not interested in BDSM or anal, you still want to read Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, and the Ultimate, Guide to Anal. And then on the next page, Anal Sex for Women, because they train you in setting up female slavery frames and sexual progressions. So right here, what I have open is the book. Now, if I scroll down too far, we're going to see some boobies, and I don't want any problems. So I'm considering what I'm just going to do. Maybe I'll just read it, and if anyone wants to look at it for themselves, I can just post it in the chat real quick. For those who want to read along, let me just open up the live stream, and I will post this in the chat. So careful. Yeah, that was pretty bad, man. That was a close call, huh? Okay. Well, shoot, that's an issue because it's not even a link, it's a file. All right, so I'm just going to have to read it to you guys. All right? I'm just going to have to read it. And I'm going to speed read. I'm going to speed read it. Okay, so it says Power Exchange Level 1, Conditional Compliance. This is an agreement to play casually. The SM, this is sadomasochism, so this is like dominant submissive relationship. Equivalent to a one-night stand. Playmates are agreeing in a spirit of mutual respect, perform limited physical activities, role play together to the satisfaction of their own needs. Trust level. One person will not physically injure the other. The dominant, this is like dominant : The prerogatives of the dominant are limited to those expressly given by the submissive. The dom should not expect or encourage deep submissive feeling and should not attempt any pushing limits. The submissive, is responsible for clear communication of limits. The sub should not endeavor not to allow herself to sink into the depth of submissive feeling that makes them overly dependent on her partner's judgment. This is more of an encounter than a relationship, and its success is measured solely in terms of immediate gratification. How fun. So, not pushing the limits too far, probably just doing a little bit of basic, clear communication. And it plays into, because it, generally speaking, the man's going to be the dominant, the woman's going to be the submissive. But I was looking through this book, man, and they break down every single possible scenario with, LGBTQ, all that. So, this book it's spicy, man. This book is spicy, okay? This book is super spicy. Power exchange level 2. Restricted ongoing acquiescence. And this is where the boobies are. Here, the agreement to play casually is extended. The playmates are agreeing in spirit of mutual respect to continue to perform limited physical activities and or limited role play together to satisfaction of each other's own needs. Neither is expected to perform any activity that does not give him or her pleasure, does not enhance his or her own fantasy. As an ongoing relationship, not a one-night stand anymore, the partners know each other better and should attempt to give a moderate level of satisfaction. So as far as trust, some elements of psychological as well as physical safety can be considered. The submissive will not have any real emotional dependence upon the dominant except during the course of the scene. Now, bookmark or put a little / right there. During the course of the scene. Okay. So that was trust. Now the dominant, The basic prerogatives of the dominant remain the same as in level 1. The dom should refrain from assuming greater power while the other person is psychologically vulnerable. He may assign small tasks only if it enhances the shared fantasy. He may do play punishment only if both agree that it enhances the fantasy. The dominant may only force the sub into acts requested by her. Any suggestions to the sub not directly related to her own scene activities are adversary in nature. So what you're going to see as things begin to escalate, the dominant person is going to start pushing the submissive person to do things that she didn't necessarily agree to do. And that's going to lead into step 5 where it's like pure submission. And we're going to get there. Right now we're in level 2. Submissive. The basics remain the same as level 1 with the following additions. The sub may agree to accept small tasks or minor play punishments if it enhances the fantasy, and may also agree to act in a requested style for the other's fantasy, but she is not expected to internalize this. As in level 1, the success of this relationship is measured solely in terms of immediate gratification. Any activity not fun for both people should be abandoned. All right, so no more titty now. Let's get back to this. So now we can actually see what I'm reading. So now we're at level 3, power exchange level 3, provisional submission. This relationship is characterized by sincere concern for the other's welfare and genuine fondness. Each partner is willing to devote some time and energy to satisfying the other's emotional and sexual needs. Trust level, Each partner has made a genuine effort to understand the needs and motivations of the other. The submissive will not have any emotional dependence upon the dominant except during the course of a scene. So that's going to change. Dominant, often the submissive gives the dominant the right to make a few minor restrictions. Very minor penalties for violations may be agreed upon. Real punishments or deep humiliation is inappropriate at this level or any other level. While the dom can expect deep submissive feeling in the submissive at times, he is careful not to take advantage of this psychologically vulnerable state. The dominant should not seriously push limits. He may assign tasks, but nothing that requires significant time or resources from his submissive. Now remember the whole dopamine loop, giving the girl missions so that she becomes conditioned to responding to your authority, and whenever she wants to get dopamine, as human beings want to do, she's going to go to the man. That's their whole psychological game. And we're seeing that here as well. But this is like a level 3 thing. where like in a way it's like you give her a mission, you give her a task to complete, but that's more or less like in the bedroom. It seems to me that this is still in the bedroom, and I believe it exits the bedroom around this level, and we're gonna get it's. You'll see the escalations. But where was I? The dominant may only force should be welcomed. I think I was right here. Yeah, the dominant may only force the sub into acts requested by her, or where reasonably dependable knowledge of the submissive indicates a given act should be welcomed and appreciated. In these cases, the dom must be prepared to back down quickly if he is wrong. See, so if he pushes it too far, he's not going to try to break the girl. The girl still can push back at this level. Suggestions to the sub not related to her scene activities may become adversary in nature. Here, the dominant is becoming accepted as a mentor or guide. The submissive, she's responsible for good communication of her limits and for helping the dominant to understand them thoroughly. Submissive may allow herself to sink into submissive feelings that make her temporarily emotionally dependent on her partner's judgment. Big one right there. Sink into submissive feelings that make her temporarily emotionally dependent on her partner's judgment. Authority as it begins to escalate. The frames, boom, 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 leveling up. The sub will now make an attempt to behave in a style for the dominant's approval with minor internalization of these norms. So throughout this whole process to getting to this third stage, all of this is supposed to be like fantasy play. But as they begin to progress, the fantasy begins to become a reality and moves out of the bedroom, these types of dominant submissive behaviors. Respect for her dominant's desires and opinions can usually be observed by the submissive's behavior. The success of this relationship is measured in terms of emotional satisfaction as well as immediate gratification. Each partner will have made some effort to modify his behavior to please the other. And we're going to see soon that symbiotic I was just reading a little bit of words on there. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a balance. There's a balance. And once we get to level 5, they talk about making it still balanced and still like, having the common decency for human beings. But what we've observed in our investigations is that is not what is happening with the victims. So, as we progress here, we get to level 4. The covenant of dominance and submission. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Give me a second, guys, because I want to scroll down real quick to make sure there's no more bombs. Okay, no more bombs. All right, no more bombs. Good. Okay, so level 4. This relationship is characterized by deep emotional involvement and mutual devotion. Each partner desires to satisfy the other's emotional and sexual needs. Frequently, the dom and sub have fallen in love. They have entered a symbiotic relationship. In some relationships, daily life retains some or quite a bit of the dom-sub flavor of the bedroom. So now we're seeing this relationship in fantasy becoming a reality and turning into their everyday lives, no longer a bedroom thing. Master is no longer merely an honorarium, but is a deeply felt title by the submissive. Lord or master and slave or pleasure slave and the like are appropriate and respectful terms of endearment. The bond felt by the dominant and submissive is characterized by feelings of belonging and responsibility to each other. At this level, SM partners may feel desire to have a concrete symbol of their bond by body modification, such as piercing, tattooing, or branding. Or the submissive may wish to be collared by her dominant. So now we're getting to the freaky stuff. Now, these types of relationships are monogamous. This is one-on-one. We're not describing a relationship where one dude has like 20 subs, which is essentially what the Tate brothers have created with what they're doing here, and also making them like get on webcam and all that stuff. Collaring is often observed at lower levels of commitment too. Depending upon the potency of the players attached to the symbol, for some, a provisional training collar is worn from the outset of the relationship with the understanding that it will be replaced with a more resplendent. Now, give me a moment, guys, because I like learning new words. Resplendent. Attractive and impressive through being richly colorful or sumptuous. She was resplendent in a sea green dress. Lovely. Okay. Resplendent. Understanding that it will be replaced with a more resplendent one once the slave's training is completed. So, a better collar. Some dominants and submissives feel strongly about their collar as they would about a wedding ring. Trust level. Each of the partners loves and understands the other. Things not immediately enjoyable are done for the long-term good of the relationship and each other. Submissive will develop some emotional dependence on the dominant, which the dominant welcomes and accepts responsibility for. The dominant, submissive, gives to the dominant the right to make restrictions and give instructions. Deep submissive feelings will characterize sessions, and the dom is careful with this psychologically vulnerable state. And we continue to see this psychological vulnerable state. We don't have any indication of what that looks like, but I mean, as you can imagine, when you are breaking someone's spirit, essentially, it's the same process that they become more psychologically vulnerable. Seriously pushing limits is often a common goal. There's more responsibility for maintaining safety as a submissive is less capable of decision making. Submissive is less capable of decision making. Told you guys, we're getting down the rabbit hole now. The dominant may ask which takes significant time or resources, but also devote significant time and resources to the relationship, as the dominant is now a respected loved one who's deeply concerned about the sub's welfare. Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? The submissive may welcome advice and assistance in non-seen areas of her life. The dominant feels deep respect for the submissive and a desire to protect, help, and care for her. You know, we hear that narrative a lot. Now to the submissive. The submissive remains responsible for helping the dominant to understand her well. She must take a sincere effort not to allow submissive feelings or the intense desire to please the dominant interfere with honest communication. Should I zoom in? Yeah. She may sink into submissive feelings that may make her temporarily dependent on her partner's judgment, but must continue to maintain her integrity as an independent person. The sub will have a strong desire to please her dominant, frequently defer to his judgment, and will agree to obey some orders. She'll usually internalize the dominant style. She has deep respect for the dominant's desires and opinions. Now, the caveat here is that she may sink into submissive feelings that make her temporarily dependent on her partner's judgment, but must continue to maintain her integrity as an independent person. The caveat being, there would be a level of awareness that the submissive would have in this relationship. Whereas what we're seeing with the Tate's operation is that the girls are completely unaware of the psychological manipulation that's occurring. So they're not even realizing that they're being pushed into this dom-sub relationship and are beginning to experience these psychological vulnerable states and these desires to please. And at which point, since they're not even aware that it's happening, they begin to lose their independence. At which point we have level 5, absolute ownership. This relationship is characterized by the submissive's total adoration and obedience to her master. The master is the most important person in the slave's life. The desire by the sub to give obedience, deference, and deep devotion is absolute and constant. Trust level. The slave maintains the conviction that decisions made by her master are never to be questioned. There are no limits, as the slave is the property of the dominant. So notice the vocabulary shift here. So before, in all the previous 4 levels, it was submissive. But now we're talking about slaves. Dominant. The master may do as he sees fit with the property, to the point of selling her when she no longer pleases him. To this point, I have one clip I want to show you guys. To that point, I have one clip I want to show you guys. But I'm going to finish this because it's the last one, and then I'll show you what I want to show you. All errors and disobedience will be met with punishment at the master's whim. Submissive, : the slave has been trained not only to obey, but to anticipate the desires of her master. She welcomes correction when she fails to live up to his expectation. Her pleasure comes from pleasing him, and she has no relevant needs of her own. She is freed from the burden of considering her welfare, as her only concern is the pleasure of her master she lives to serve. This is the realm of true master and the real submissive who live in the pages of novels by Anne Rice, John Norman, and the True Confessions of John Q's The Q Letters. This is fantasy time, folks. We might belabor the point of how damaging this kind of relationship could be were we not already certain that those attempting this are already pretty psychologically damaged? God damn. Anyone reaching level 5, these, S&M experts, consider them. We might belabor the point of how damaging this kind of relationship could be, were we not already certain that those attempting this are already pretty psychologically damaged. Yes. Good God. Now, I need to pull up my notes in order to find this clip because I know where to find it, but I don't know the timestamp. But it goes back to this whole, once the dominant is done, that he will cast aside the slave once he's done with her. I am currently looking for my notes. Okay, there it is. Here are the timestamps. Now to find the video. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't want to have to jump through all those hoops for to try to get the ad blocker removed.
Oh, 9,000
was not it. Okay. Over the hoodie. Wait, it wasn't this one because AJ is supposed to be sitting right there. I probably should have saved the link, right?
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Fit Podcast, After Hours Edition. We're joined by a bunch of lovely ladies to include special guest Andrew Fuck.
My head
Because you didn't even get
my
paid.
brain is crazy.
You did it for free.
I mean,
Okay.
It's the last thing on our phone.
So back to the topic of doms selling their submissives. This is one of the things, and I can shrink my head now, quite a large head. One of the things that this is a clip I stumbled upon. I didn't really know where to fit it in, and this was before like the spy thing came up, where I was considering, and before the War Room chat log leaks came out, I had this theory that they weren't potentially, they weren't stopping necessarily at webcam. I had thought maybe they were potentially selling girls into this type of stuff. And one of the things that also stuck out to me is in the test, I'll show that after this, in the video where they do the test, well, it's actually in the first BBC documentary, but it's at the test. Matt Shea was outside and he was taking pictures and recording people in that room. Through the window, he could see that they were there, like photographing the women. And one of the things that stuck out to me is Andrew Tate was saying after the fights, he was telling everyone, yeah, we got some girls here. I don't know where they're from, but you guys have fun. Like that, right? And I'm like, wait, what do you mean you don't know where they came from? That's weird. It's like, do you have these girls stored away somewhere? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But that instance plus this instance led me to believe that they're potentially exploiting women, not just for webcam, but for more. Now, that's not necessarily a theory, because with the War Room chat logs, we see them explicitly stating, try to find women with businesses and get their money. I'll see if they do real estate, and trying to find any way to extort the women. Now I'm going to show you this.
fucking hand, bro. That's the wrong fucking hand.
Who gives
a fuck?
Are you
It's a ring.
stupid? Are you
Who cares?
dumb? Are you dumb?
Listen, the last thing on earth I am is dumb. All right, that's the last thing on earth. I am.
Doesn't look like it.
Listen, you sucked off a fucking basketball team.
And
you
what?
never did
And
it.
what? How does that make me dumb? My head
Because you
gets.
didn't even get
My
paid.
brain is crazy.
You did it for free.
I made $100,000 in one day, bro. Shut the
Listen,
fuck up.
you're a
Off that
pimp.
story.
You're a pimp's
Off
dream.
that story.
You're a pimp's dream.
I know pimps always try to talk to me. I'm like, what?
I'll tell you why.
I hate
because-
a fucking pimp.
No, but you need a fucking pimp because you're doing all this shit for free.
I don't need help selling
Yes, you
pussy.
do need help.
I don't sell pussy. What the fuck? I fuck who I want to, and I post that shit on OnlyFans. That gets me paid. That's not. I don't sell pussy.
Okay, you fuck who you want to, which happens to be everybody, and you should be rich from it. So what the fuck
I
you
wish
fucking
I
around
fucked
for?
everybody. I've been celibate as fuck because Miami niggas are retarded.
Okay, so tell me again. Let me explain something to you.
Okay, see what's happening here.
If a pimp, a good one, were to find a, and I'm saying this respectfully, were to find
Do
a,
not put your
listen,
arm around me while you're talking shit. Take it back.
were to
Take
find
it back
a
now.
beautiful young lady like you, and he could put you on the right boat in Dubai. You'd be making $100 grand a day. You're talking about $100 grand a month. You could be doing it right. I don't know why you're sucking all this dick for free.
Bro, that was one time fucking 3 years ago. Get over it. Like,
ta-
literally, that was my 21st birthday. Can you relax?
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I didn't know it was your present.
Thank you.
I'm
That
just
was my
saying.
gift to myself.
Okay. Well, you should have a lot more money, and I'm just telling you, if you need to find a man who can put you in the right place at the right time to get paid, I know somebody.
Okay, is it Drake? Fine. Wait, is it Bill Gates?
Okay, so what we just observed is Andrew Tate trying to sell this idea to AJ the Throat Goat. And, you know, her backstory is that she, like, sucked off a whole basketball team, and then they, like, won some... Was it the playoffs, the finals? I don't know what they won, but, you know. Yeah, she serviced them. So, we see him try to sell her. Now, not so compelling, but he tries to do it again.
Trying to go so.
Okay, so let's make a deal.
So
let's make a deal.
beautiful.
No, let's make a deal.
Look, and now notice how originally, right here, when he's trying to convince her, he starts to reach his arm around her.
And you should be rich from it. So what the fuck
I
you
wish
fucking
I
around
fucked
for?
everybody. I've been celibate as fuck because Miami niggas are
Arm
retarded.
comes around.
Okay, so tell me again. Let me explain something to you. If a pimp, a good one.
So now this is him beginning to try to sell. He puts the arm around her, tries to sell. Now he's going to try to sell her again, right here.
Trying to go so.
Okay, so let's make a deal.
So
let's make a
beautiful.
deal. No, let's make a deal, man. I want to make this.
So
Let's make this
beautiful.
deal.
What?
I will fly you first class to Dubai. All you have to do is.
Bro, I'll fly myself. I'm waiting on my passport. It's not about the money.
No. I have real money. Anyway, and I'll fly you first class to Dubai.
Fine. Do
And-
it then.
Okay.
Puss boy,
And
do it.
all you have to do is everything I say, and I guarantee you leave with more money than you've ever seen in your time.
I can't do everything anyone says ever. That's why I just do my own thing. I'd rather pay my own way and do what the fuck I want while I'm there. Than
You'd rather.
I don't like guys flying me out because then they expect me to hang out with them the whole time. No, bitch. I'm literally gonna do.
Why
what the fuck
would
I
you?
wanna do.
And this is a genuine question.
City girl mentality.
No, this is a genuine question, please. A genuine question.
Yes.
Why would you suck dick for free?
Because I love doing it. What the fuck? I don't like. What the fuck? I love sucking dick. Why would
Yeah,
I?
but you have no future. You have no future with these men. So why not at least
Plug
get
your
paid
ears,
for it,
kids.
right?
I am getting paid
Haram.
for it on fucking OnlyFans. I don't need them to pay me. I make way more than they could ever give me.
Then
Like
get paid
off
tw-
OnlyFans.
Then get paid twice.
He's still
Boom,
trying.
there you go.
I mean, like, no, like, I don't want to be like.
Oh, you
a
don't want to be.
prostitute.
You don't want to be. Oh, you don't want to be seen as slutty.
And I'm not saying.
I
that-
get it. No, she doesn't.
No,
want to, guys,
but
she
I
doesn't
am
want to
a
be seen as
slut.
slutty.
Now trying to
That
diminish
is
her.
like,
As much
I
dick as
fuck
she
who
wants for
I
free.
want to fuck. I fuck who I want to fuck.
The
and
whole team. You want to fuck the whole
Sorry,
team.
but
I didn't
niggas
fuck them.
eat
I
pussy for
sucked
free
them
every
off.
day.
I will say this.
sucked them
She's
off.
extremely honest.
Okay, so maybe. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You guys seeing what I'm seeing here? I gotta refresh the chat, I think. Oh no, my computer's being wonky. I can't see what you guys are saying. No. No, what is happening? Could someone type a test message in the chat? Just real quick. Okay, so now those two incidences, excuse me, interesting, right? But believe it or not, he tries a third time to sell her. A third time to sell her.
then
Look, arm again. The arm comes around
and doesn't
3
return things. I agree.
times.
And this is why I was trying to say to you in the most respectful possible term, if you're truly the throat goat, right? Like you call yourself
the semen demon.
the semen demon, then
Pussy gobbler.
okay, then you need to be getting some kind of mutual benefit for your amazing
Bro,
skills.
I'm fucking happy. Like, relax. Like, I'm fucking
I'm trying
happy.
to get you paid. That's all I'm trying to do.
I am paid. I'm very paid.
You could be paid
Show
more.
me your bank account right the fuck now.
All right, let's go. Get yours out. My phone's down here. Let's go.
Why the fuck do you get your phone with you?
Because I'm not a fucking woman. That's why I'm allowed to do things. Get
Yikes! All right, so, and we kind of got a little glimpse of some of Tate's sale tactics there. You're throwing the arm around, trying to diminish her by calling her slutty before, and like he looks at her and hears that she loves sucking dick, and he just hears the cash register, cha-ching. He's just trying to get that bag. He tried 3 times, and that was in a 15-minute period. He tried 3 times, and she even said, "Bro, relax."
some kind of mutual benefit for your amazing skills.
I'm fucking happy. Like, relax. Like, I'm fucking
I'm trying
happy.
to get you paid. That's all I'm trying to do.
I am paid. I'm very paid.
Now, I want to go back and observe, because I was only paying attention to what he was doing. Let me observe and see what she's doing.
My head
Because you didn't even get
my
paid.
brain is crazy.
You did it for free.
I made $100,000 in one day, bro. Shut the
Listen,
fuck up.
you're
Off
a
that
pimp.
story.
You're a pimp's
Off
dream.
that story.
You're a pimp fucking
Hey, what the fuck? I fuck who?
which happens.
Because Miami niggas are
Arm comes
retarded.
around.
Okay, so tell me again. Let me
She's
explain
wrong.
something to you.
There's
Fuck,
no
'cause
no
Miami
change.
niggas are
She doesn't like
retarded.
shift. She
Okay, so
doesn't.
tell me again. Let me explain something
She's
to
not
you.
really doing anything. Okay. So now the second attempt, when the arm comes around, let's see what behavior change occurs.
I do have a hoe there, though, that plays basketball, and I'm trying to go so.
Okay, so let's make a deal.
So
let's make a
beautiful.
deal. No, let's make a deal, man. I want to make this. Let's make this deal.
What?
I will fly you first class. Let's make a deal.
So
let's make a
beautiful.
deal. No, let's make a
All right, so she notices that the hand is coming around. He's saying, "Let's make a deal," and she reaches
Trying to go
forward.
Okay, so let's make a deal.
So
Let's make a deal.
beautiful.
No, let's
She reaches forward, potentially to grab her drink, and when someone like takes a swig of water, it's a comforting, soothing is what they're doing, self-soothing mechanism. But she stops herself. Usually people are very conscientious of these things. I do this myself. Like when I experience the feeling and I feel that I want to, like, take a sip of something, I stop myself because conceal information. No one can know. So that's potentially what's happening right here. She feels that discomfort. She reaches for the cup, but she stops.
make a deal, man. I want to make this. Let's make this deal.
What?
I will fly you first
Rolls her
class to
eyes.
Dubai. All you have to do is.
Bro, I'll fly myself. I'm waiting on my passport. It's not about the money.
No.
So she kind of knows what's happening. And then as we get to the end, notice how when the arm comes around, she starts to move away this time.
Demon.
The semen demon. then
Pussy gobbler.
okay, then you need to be getting some kind of mutual.
Demon.
If you're, I agree with you.
Wait,
You shouldn't.
where did I see that
I was trying to
happen?
say to you in the most respectful possible term, if you're truly the throat goat, right? Like you call yourself
The semen demon.
the semen demon, then
Pussy gobbler.
okay, then you need to be getting some kind of mutual benefit for your amazing
Bro,
skills.
I'm fucking happy.
Okay,
You need
hold
to
on. We need to
yourself.
analyze the details here
If
because
you're-
this is actually a slick
and this is
move.
why I was trying to say to you,
So I'm analyzing the micro
for a
expressions
guy
now.
who doesn't deserve it
Facts,
and doesn't return things.
That's
I
true.
agree, and this is why I was trying to say to you.
Okay, so she sees that the hand is coming around, and you can see she notices it, and there's a bit of a preparation that occurs.
And
Facts,
doesn't
facts.
return things.
That's
I
true.
agree, and this is why I was trying to say to you in the most.
You can actually kind of hear her take a breath. And what's really slick is what Tate's doing here is he's gesturing now. He's not exactly touching her the same way he was before. He's leaving a little bit of space. So there's like this plausible deniability that's happening where he gets to apply pressure and feel her out without committing to the arm reach. Because he knows this is like attempt number 3. He can't just go straight in again. So he has to feel her out a little bit. And it looks like to me, and you can't really see because obviously it happens behind them.
Most respectful possible term, if you're truly the throat goat, right? Like you call yourself
The semen demon.
the semen demon, then
Pussy gobbler.
okay, then you need to be getting some kind of
Now she starts to shift away. We can't see it, but potentially what happened is that's when Tate made the contact and then she started to move away from him. You can't really see it happen, but this is my
Mutual
analysis.
benefit for your amazing
Bro,
skills.
I'm fucking happy. Like, relax. Like, I'm
I'm trying to get you paid. That's all I'm trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, so I went a little in on that one. Impromptu. Sneeko stream clips. Stream's good. What's up, brother? Wagwan. Bro, wait, where have I heard that? Wagwan. Bro, that sounds so familiar. What's up? Yo, what's up, breadwinner? Nice to see you again, man. He's using his hand expressions transition to putting his arm around her. Crazy. Yeah, really good tactic. It's like you apply the pressure, feel it out, and then you commit once you have confirmation. Really slick move that he does there. So there was that. And then the other thing was from the BBC documentary. Now, last time I put that on the stream, the whole stream got blocked. It's not exactly a super important scene. It's just like, it kind of like fills in the gaps in the narrative. So generally, as far as like the analysis, progressing to this point, now I will pivot to the experts who do behavior analysis. Behavior panel, Andrew Tate. There's no way I watched this whole thing.
Our internship program is called Pathway to Excellence, and that really sets the...
Andrew Tate. Let's take a look at his body language and behavior. Greg, tell us about the videos we're going to watch.
This is Andrew Tate's last message after he was deplatformed. If you try to find it now on YouTube, you won't. We had to find it another way.
To quickly address the rumors that I'm a sex trafficker and that's why I live in Romania.
Right,
Firstly,
let's
that's
see
a
what
very,
these guys are
very
saying.
Called the surrender steeple, and Greg has talked about this on a lot of previous videos before. This steeple goes up for confidence and it starts to go down for surrender. And this surrender steeple is also doubling its job as genital protection. The hands are in front of the genitals, in between the camera, protecting himself. And he's already communicated through his online presence that he's lacking, in my opinion, lacking a self-identity. I think he doesn't know himself very well. He tends to define who he is and what he's capable of by followers and buying material things like cars and stuff to assist with his self-image, not his public image, but his self-image. How he sees himself is defined by other people and objects, not a management company to write this script. In my opinion, this is all our opinion. All it is. But he's filming himself doing everything instead of encouraging others to help people. So this is 100% self-serving, but you know, I'm glad it benefited people maybe in the end, or at least I hope.
It'd be better if there was like real-time reactions. Like if it's like, oh, did you see he did that here? And it's like, pause, boom, he did that move, pause. But it like, there's like huge chunks where they're just like, look at this. This is like 8 minutes of them talking about whatever the fuck. It doesn't exactly help all that much. So maybe, okay, so there's like a replay here. So what are they talking about here?
in the physical world as opposed to so much in the digital world trying to inspire men. It's an avenue change. It's a life path change that God has chosen for me. And I'm happy with that. I hold no ill will against any social media platforms.
They were talking about that surrender steeple thing, and it looks like this whole time he holds this position. Because I'm pretty sure in the final message video, he holds this position the whole time, doesn't he? Which may be a conscious choice as someone who's very familiar with like nonverbal signaling. Yo, y'all heard about Gideon doing all Christian streams? What do y'all think of that? I saw that recently. People are like, damn, Gideon fell off. Kind of crazy. I mean, I respect him for making the switch. You got to have principles to do that. But also, it's like, yeah, you kind of walking off a cliff there, dude. May have wanted to, you know, hold on to that bag for a little bit longer. He might end up regretting that choice. Oh, yeah, so we're here for Andrew Tate's final message, right? Crazy, man. Crazy how he did that. Look, if I was Gideon, I would have held on to that bag for a little bit longer. That's all I'm saying.
Do this before bed to stop receding gums and decaying teeth before it's too late. 25% of adults do this before bed to stop receding gums and decaying teeth before it's too late. 25% of adults.
All the controversial, thousands of for on Instagram.
Yeah, he keeps his hands down here the whole time, which fits with the overall tone of the video, right? Like, he's trying to invoke an empathetic response from the audience, and his body language seems to be very intentional. It's not all, this bitch did that, she fucking sucked dick and she's out partying and fuck her. You know, wasn't all that. It was, shit went wrong. It went south. Please forgive me. You know. So, yeah, back to what these guys were saying. What are these guys talking about?
Hold no ill will against any of the people who hate me or who have tried to spread lies about me. I truly pray for you all. I think that to be a person filled with so much hate, I have no ill will against anybody.
You know what's in your cheap protein powder? Well, here to tell us is all-natural fitness athlete Paul Sklar.
Some bullshit.
All right, let's see what we've got. Chase, what do you got?
This entire video is using the collapsed steeple again, and you're going to see this often in defeat and surrender speeches. Even when people surrender their office to somebody who won an election, you'll see the same kind of downward steeple, keeping the groin protected. This is an unconscious fear mechanism, and something is just off with the eye movement in this clip. Might be looking at an off-screen giant cue card, you know, you write on with a giant Sharpie marker or something like that. Might be doing this behavior on purpose to look like more of an alpha, like I don't have to make solid eye contact the entire time. Or he's not sure where to look so that it's not awkward to the camera the whole time because he's maybe lacking self-confidence. We know that, in my opinion, he's lacking some self-identity and knowing himself. And I think he had...
You know, this kind of draws about because I feel like he does know himself and he's like, you know, very headstrong in the legacy and all that. So it kind of brings about questions of when you're playing a character, not necessarily playing a character, but when you're playing up your own character for social media, how does that impact your profiling? Because these people are all profiling him based on his behavior and making assumptions based on what they see. And these assumptions, am I on a behavior panel with experts? No. But have I watched a fuck ton of Andrew Tate? Yes. And in my assessment, he does know himself and he does have a strong identity. So it brings about questions of, as a profiler, can you accurately profile someone that is maybe playing it up in order to attract the views? Because what we see with the early Andrew Tate, like this happened, like last August when he got canceled. Everything before that, like we can compare his early emergency meetings. The behavior in the early emergency meetings is starkly different than what we see now. And I don't think this is like a behavior change that is natural. I think it was intentional. I don't think it was like a consequence of the circumstances. I think when they wanted to go viral, they were acting a certain way. They got everyone's attention. They knew that they were going to get canceled, and then they pivoted their messaging. And I think that was all accounted for. You know, I feel like I haven't seen a chat message pop up in a little bit, and I wonder if that's because my chat's acting funny again. Nope. Okay, cool. All right, so I want to show you. Okay, so I need to look up Tate's speech. Social media campus. That's actually new to me. I haven't seen this, so I'm going to check that out after this. Okay. So like I think we watched, or not watched, but we clipped up this one for some examples the other day.
You see how I'm a DJ and a producer? You see that?
You're none of those things.
I am the producer.
I may be able to pull up some specific clips from this video.
Stand that. So you got to use the. I do his punch. I don't even lift weights.
So
But,
yeah, you don't need to lift weights to get stronger. Lifting weights is just moving your arms.
Yeah.
You can't just move your arms. There's something wrong with
Yeah, the power's in your mind.
it. The power is in your mind.
Your arms. Here's the trick that most people don't understand. Your hands and your arms are controlled by your brain.
That's true.
See, most people don't understand that. So you got to use the brain power to move your arms forward.
That's true. If you use your brain to do things, and I actually believe
It's not exactly helping my case. They're not being like as over the top as they Oh, this is the Colombia one. Yeah. We analyzed this earlier this week, the Colombia one.
for things for fun. I'm at the point now where prepping is just like a hobby.
Yeah.
World War III ain't coming to Europe, but just in case, let's get, $500 million hidden in Colombia. Send the soldiers.
Bunch of gold, bunch of guns.
Yeah, and then make a bunch of friends, and you guys had a bunch of pussy, and Smooth Black Alex running with all them chicks. Them, you know what people
See, so before the cancellation, that was their messaging. That's the way they carried themselves. So I think like with him doing this like surrender pose that they are talking about in this, I think that's very intentional. And it fits the theme of the video. It's probably, dude, like Iggy would definitely know about that, right? He was planning to blow up with controversy and then get saved by Islam. Solid plan, man. Solid plan. That makes sense. All right, so I haven't seen this. Let's check this out. I need my ad block, dog.
We're here amongst the vineyards with the wine. That's what rich people do, right? Wine. They sit around and they drink it and they go, this wine, that wine. I mean, none of it tastes good. None of it tastes like Coca-Cola or orange juice. It all tastes terrible, but they pretend it tastes different. That's what rich people do. Speaking of wine, let's see how smart I am. I had someone whining at me the other day that he understands everything I say about the Matrix. He understands he needs to escape, but he doesn't know how. And of course, I told him that I will teach him how. But a general life ethos for you people at home. I want you to understand something. Stop whining.
Wait, actual question. Where they're supposed to be on house arrest still, aren't they? They're on house arrest. So when was this recorded? They must have like a bunch of this material on back burner, right?
And listen, every single thing I do is good for me. The food I eat is good for me. Going to the gym is good for me. Most of you, in fact, all of you are watching this probably on some social media platform. You need to ask yourself, is the social media platform you are using good for you? You're consuming information from me, you're consuming knowledge. Yes, good. How much time do you waste? How many times do you catch yourself scrolling, watching garbage, watching videos which are purely entertaining, which don't benefit your life? More importantly, does social media pay you? Social media platforms make a lot of people a lot of money, me included. We've recently seen X has monetized, and now people are getting paid for their tweets. YouTube is always monetized for views. This is the basic way to make money on social media. Most people understand this. You can make some money if you get enough views. But there are so many levels above that where you can use and leverage social media to actually make a lot of money. And there are people less talented than you.
Shit, he's right, man. He's fucking right. They're not less talented than me. What am I doing? I need to start milking you guys. Pay up. Pay up.
Less interesting than you, making more money than you'll ever make via social media. Genuinely, go check out most of these vloggers or these experts. I'm the top G, I'm a different level, I'm a different caliber, you'll never be me. But most of these losers are genuine, just normal losers. Anyone could be them. Somebody asked me specifically, Andrew Tate, how do I make money from social media? And I said, well, first you have to be able to get famous on social media. So I've decided to teach everybody how to become famous on social media, how to make sure you get maximum views, and then we will teach you how to monetize those things. Not just the basic way through the view money which comes from the platforms. All of the hidden Aikido, dark secret ninja ways that nobody does but me.
Dark secret ninja
I'm going to
ways.
teach you how to become famous. I'm going to teach you how to make money from being famous. At university.com, we are teaching you things that actually matter in the modern world today. Learning a bullshit degree from some garbage matrix institution will teach you things you don't need to know. It'll take 4 years and you'll be in.
The strategy is the same. The strategy is the same. that we saw with AJ earlier. When she was being resistant to the salesmanship, he fought back with, oh, you just want to be slutty? Oh, you're a slut then. Okay, she's a slut, everybody. She's a slut. Trying to diminish her, make her feel like shit so that she would jump aboard his wagon. And that's exactly the tactic that he does here. Makes the audience feel like losers. You'll never be as smart as me. You'll never be as rich as me. Not many narcs are truly self-aware. Rarity is he is one. I can see that, yeah. We were talking yesterday about narcissists, actually, Susan. Nice to see you again, of course. They're on county arrest. Remember, they get a small W left off Cower's arrest. Yeah, I remember that happened for a time, but I thought it got revoked. Well, that did get revoked kind of recently, so they probably could have recorded this in time, yeah? Yeah, that's, that's practically, we'll just finish. It's only 30 more seconds.
I will teach you things that matter today. You know what matters today? Your status, attention. We're in an attention economy. You need to be able to extract attention from the world. If people are paying attention to you, then you can make money. We teach absolutely everything from the ground up, along with all the other modern wealth creation methods. There is no reason why you should not be inside. And you know what? For most of you losers at home, it's about time you got some Instagram followers. Might get yourself a girlfriend. Been a while. Stop whining. Wouldn't that be great? Bro, I am so smooth.
I wonder why he's doing this now. He could have done this a long time ago. He's choosing to do this now. Why is the question. Why? Only they know why. Tactical expeditions, where are those videos? We still do not have those videos. Okay, so we covered everything I wanted to cover. We did some behavior analysis. Let's actually check out the end here. This last part that they talk about here. Yeah.
Let go and live with a heart filled with love. You need to be content with yourself, because if you're obsessed with trying to hate on another person, the poison's inside of you. It's not inside of me. It doesn't affect me as much as it affects you. You can't feel hatred for somebody without it affecting your mood. So this is something for you guys to address, and I genuinely pray for you. I have no ill will against any of my haters. I have no ill will against any social media companies. I have no ill will against
Absolute
anybody.
Bullshit.
All right, well, let's go around the room and we'll 30 seconds or less say what we think has happened, see what we're looking at. Mark, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I mean,
Wildly
I love seeing that, because I love that Rolls Royce moment. That just, you can't write that stuff. You simply can't. If you tried to make a comedy about this, you couldn't write it. And, to take a roll of 500 miles is, as we've said before, you're going to need a big tool. And maybe you've got one, and maybe you haven't. I don't know. Chase.
Not on mute.
Oh, man. Oh, so close. So close.
All right, let's do that again.
What tipped you off? What tipped you off?
Zoom had a big notification.
Yeah, man.
Same thing over here. That's
Such a boomer shit, dude. Oh my God, what a boomer moment. Wow. Okay. Wait a second. Where are the War Room chat logs? I thought I had them up. Wow, what a boomer moment. Holy crap. All right, so we covered that. That was cool. Some interesting developments. That AJ analysis was very impromptu. I was paying way too much attention to what Tate was doing, and then at the end, when he started to reach around her and I saw her like shift like that, then I was like, oh wait, I haven't been paying attention to her at all. So then we went back and started analyzing her as well. But back to Old Reliable. This is the one we're looking at. So as we continue this very long endeavor of churning out all these chat logs, man. God. Oh my God. Insane, absolutely insane. In fact, I know there's some good stuff in these original ones here. We may get to those eventually. Eventually. But first we need to find out where we left off, which is part of the problem of not having them open. As we continue, I remember this. 20 girls at the table. I remember that. Okay, we remember this. Wow, that's, you know, that is just like a centimeter away from being a problem. Okay, so I think this is where we left off, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll get back to our scheduled programming. All right. So we're here in August of 2019, and those of you who are unaware, this is one of 2 War Room chat log leaks. So we're starting in 2019, and then the second leak that we have is in 2021. So we're starting here first. Even though this one came out second, we're starting here first because these are the oldest. So we can establish a coherent timeline. A time that Andrew Tate wanted to brag about his latest 3-way while the other War Room people are talking about appliances or something. It's probably not entirely relevant, but let's see if we can extract some value here. Ha ha ha, legendary, king of juicers, 2 blondes, no Steven Seagal. Getting in bed with 2 blondes, but no Steven Seagal. Huh. I was always partial to a blonde and a brunette. Okay. Imagine paying for a cam girl who has King Tate tattooed on her hip. Andrew Tate said alongside uploading a pornographic video of the girl in question. Imagine paying a cam girl, midnight oil. New Tate speech. It's more of a question than a Tate speech. More difficult for a perpetrator to fuck with your bag, so they'll choose another bag instead. That was my understanding. Oh, here's something. Cam girl complaining she dreams of privates because I make her do so many hours, Andrew Tate says. Alongside it, post the following video. All right, hold on. Let me just make sure this isn't explicit.
Like I would have dreams that I was in a private.
This looks not explicit.
Like I would have dreams that I was in a private. Like I'd get up and be like this, and I'd like wake up like what the fuck. Honestly, because I was doing that many hours, I'd be thinking about it all the time, even in my like dreams.
So when did you become so fucking lazy? Why'd you stop doing those hours?
Yeah, because I still want to dream about it.
What? Maybe let's read this. Maybe this will provide some more context. Talking about a break-in. He should have stabbed them all on sight. Foolish move with such weak skills. I would have murdered all 3 of them. Anyway, cam girl complaining she dreams of privates because I make her do so many hours. Some burglars in Germany. Damn, that didn't help us at all. So what is a private? Is that like a private cam session?
Like I would like
Is he saying what about it?
Like I would have dreams that I was in a private. Like I'd get up and be like this, and I'd like wake up like what the fuck. Honestly, because I was doing that many hours, I'd be thinking about it all the time, even in my like dreams.
So when did you become so fucking lazy? Why'd you stop doing those hours?
Yeah, because I still want to dream about it.
It sounds like it's a sort of consultation.
I would have dreams that I was in a private. Like I'd get up and be like this, and I'd like wake up like what the fuck. Honestly, because I was doing that many hours, I'd be thinking about it all the time, even in my like dreams.
So when did you become so fucking lazy? Why'd you stop doing those hours?
Yeah, because I still want to dream about it.
See, it almost sounds like she's talking to him like he's her therapist or something. Weird. It sounds like a consultation more than anything. Tristan shares an occasion where a girl had a chance to redeem herself in his eyes. She went from someone who was originally thrown out of his house for the night as punishment for being annoying to getting a tattoo with Tristan's name on it. Wow. So he's leveraging that pain that he caused, threw her out as punishment, And in return, in exchange, she smooths it over with a tattoo. It's crazy that they post these images and they're like, look, guys, got another one. Receipts. Maybe they should be control effing receipt through these whole documents, yeah? There's a smut grime oven they just built for a factory that manufactures car tires. After throwing that girl out of the house that night, he tags Iggy. He ats Iggy for annoying me and talking back in front of my friends. Nah, she deserves to get tossed out for that. I gave her one option to stay in the harem. Better photo tomorrow. I'll make it myself in a war room card. I'll take it myself and a war room card. How long between you throwing her out and the tattoo? Didn't throw her out. Kept her online like a pro. But I shut off the attention hose. Damn, making her work overtime to get it back, lol. Did you just inform her of her tattoo appointment time? Iggy says, I see someone found one of my used condoms. What the fuck? What does that mean? Andrew Tate sent the same video at the same time to a catalog of different girls in his photo lineup. That way he'd be capable of keeping up the charade that Andrew Tate specifically cared about all of them individually. Yeah, that's just typical behavior when you're trying to manage multiple women. New Mr. Plenty video is ready. I've sent it to every girl. It's about only seeing a girl part-time but loving her. They think it's all for them. God damn, dog. Okay. There's not a whole lot of juice here. Maybe that's why this is like the second leak. None of this is like good. It's all kind of like repackaging of the same exact shit. Try running a cam company. The webcam's broken. Restart the computer. 4 years later, I think the laptop's broken. Restart the computer. Wow. I had managers, the smarter females. 4 years. 75 was my peak and lasted about a month, and it was all bullshit. I'm dealing with that now after 4 hours. So Iggy has his little cam empire going on as well, too. That I did not know. I mean, it's suspected, right? Like, of course, he's the one that's like setting up this whole operation. It would make sense if he had his own cam girls, but he's saying it right here. I'm dealing with that now. Better 3 to 4 elite chicks than an army of morons. Jonathan and the 2.0 team are a dream. Makes it all work smoothly. Mostly. All right, so big question mark here. Jonathan and the 2.0 team. What is that? All right, I don't know if chat's broken. I haven't seen a new message come across from you guys in like, I don't know, 20 minutes. So let me refresh. Yeah. All right. So that's weird. So we see a little bit of Iggy coming out. So we see some new information about him, that he potentially had his own cam girls and that Jonathan was managing those girls, it sounds like, in some 2.0 team, whatever that is. Actually, this reminds me of something. This reminds me of something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I mean, maybe I need a little bit of background in order to explain this idea. So we have all right, here it is. $47. So when I'm thinking about Nagano lost, no, I honestly don't know the context of that, Samurai. You said he was fighting against Fury. There's like multiple Furies, aren't there? Tyson Fury. I don't keep up with like the whole fighting game thing, honestly. But man, I'm sorry for you, brother. Hope you didn't lose any money. Hope you didn't place any bets and lose some money. All right, but let's talk about profiling the type of people who engage in this type of behavior, because there's a link, a misogynistic link, or at least like a diminishment of women that's occurring here. And based on the history and what we're able to observe with a few key people that are in the war room, and a lot of other people are like big question marks, but if you imagine someone who has had an upbringing, like Justin Waller, for example, who has a very nasty relationship with their mother.
That time.
You can imagine that if you have a very nasty relationship with your mother, that you would potentially grow up to despise women in some type of way, and that engaging in this type of diminishing behavior would be a not a surprise. It's like, of course, your mom, you know, yanked you around as a kid, you grew up and you hated her, so now you have this disdain and distrust and dislike of women that manifests in different behavior patterns, such as trying to enslave them, right? This is how I'm like profiling it, right? So for Justin Waller specifically, we have this where his mom straight up comes out and says he's lying, he's scamming his fans, blah, 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 speaking out against him. And in some of Justin Waller's interviews, he talks about how his mom would hit him. And then eventually, as he grew up into a man, he was able to prevent his mom from hitting him. So we have that, right? We have a man whose upbringing was riddled with trauma from the mother, who then goes on to participate in the diminishment of women. Now, if we analyze the Tate's relationship with their mother, it's a little bit different, where we see that the mother is super fucking submissive, super submissive. And that you could imagine that a woman that is married to someone like the Tate's father, of all the stories that we heard, would naturally be this type of woman. Now, what I want to show you, as far as like me saying, oh, she's super submissive, I'm not talking about in the bedroom, because like I don't know anything about that shit. What I'm talking about is, I think it happens right here. There's two things that happen in this clip, actually. There's two things that happen. One is that Tristan kind of shits on her, kind of makes her look stupid. And the second thing is she asks, let me see if I can find the part.
$47, 7 years old, made $47. My friends used to come in here, my sister used to come in here, you know, yeah, you listen to the explanation. I didn't do it later. My mother, here's the equation. And the big thing for sad, stupid.
Gonna all charge his birth.
Right, go. When I changed the watch, and she looked so stupid. Can I tell you? Right, go.
When he was about 7, I think, or 6 or 7, for his birthday, somebody had bought him a gumball machine. So he went outside and decided he was going to all charge all the kids a quarter for one gumball.
No, you got it wrong. The gumball machine took pennies, but I also realised it was badly made. It also took American 10-cent piece. Then the kids would come to me and say, oh, I've got...
All right, it's not in here. Hold on. So we have to find the full clip. Let me read what y'all were saying. Is there anything about Iggy's childhood? The only thing that we know about Iggy's childhood is that his mom was a medium. And that's actually where I was getting to this. His mom was a cultist, I believe, Iggy. Yeah, you can see that these type of ideologies. She was like a TV psychic or something, that it's relatable there. And Tate Hustlers University, Andrew also calls his mother stupid. Damn, bro. Could y'all imagine calling your mom dumb? I remember this interview. I always liked Justin Waller until kind of recently. Yeah, he seems like a stand-up guy. But it's strange that as we like connect all the pieces, right, that he's actively involved in this, where what type of relationship do you have with your mom where she puts on the camera and sits down in front of it and tells the world that you're a fraud? Like, something is weird happening in that relationship. Something is going on there. So I don't have the clip because for some reason this is cut off. Let me try to find it, though. Let me spend a little bit of time trying to find it. It's all shorts, bro. Holy crap, there's so many shorts. Get this out of here. All right, Tristan Tate visits. Tristan Tate mom. Okay.
$47.
I don't know if this is Hateful Tate or Tate Confidential. What are the odds one of you guys knows what episode of Tate Confidential this is? The clip that I'm looking for is the mom looks at the cameraman and asks if it's recording, and the guy says no, blatantly pointing the camera at her, and then she goes, "Oh, okay." And then just stops, like completely disengages. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, she probably sees the light on and everything. Like, clearly it's recording. He's pointing the camera at you, and she just took it and just accepted it. And I was like, wait, she didn't even put up a fight. I thought that was weird. But okay, let's break this down. Where Tristan tells the story, and we already heard how he ends the story, where she was like, "You guys look so stupid." But check this out.
Used to come here, my sister's boyfriend Marcel used to come here, my brother used to come. Loads of people were in this house. And one day she said to me, you know, your granddad's watch, the time on it changed. The battery's dead, but the time changed. And I said, yeah, someone changed the time. She goes, no, I believe your granddad did it. Are you listening to this? And I said, no, this is a true story. And I said, well, someone changed the time. Someone moved the watch, because that's the only explanation. There's no such thing as ghosts. And Mom was like, no, someone definitely changed the time. It was a spirit. And I told her a million times, no one changed the fucking time. You know, someone changed the time of the watch. Granddad didn't do it. Granddad.
You're what? He said, you're what?
It's ghosts. And Mom was like, no, someone definitely changed the time. It was a spirit. And I told her a million times, no one changed the fucking time.
Your shit? Is that what it is? Your what?
No one changed the fucking time. A million times. No one changed.
Is he saying you cunt? What is he saying right here?
Spirit, and I told her a million times, no one changed the fucking time. You know, someone changed the time of the watch. Granddad didn't do it. Granddad's dead. Ghosts don't change time of watches. That's not how it works. So,
yeah, I understand. Like, a lot of people have submissive moms. I'm just like, that's just like one piece of the overall picture I'm trying to paint for you guys. I think it has more to do with looking up to his father and probably inherited some of his sociopathic traits. Yeah, so that they observe the behavior of the father. So then as a result, like even right now, he's like, it looked like he said you cunt or you shit, but it's like, damn, bro, that's your mom, dude. You said that to your mother. And then at the end here, he calls her stupid, but I'm trying to convey the picture that they don't have a whole lot of respect for women. Not even their mother, dude. Not even their mom.
So anyway, cut to 2 years later. I was staying here. My mother lived here alone at this point. No. My mother lived here alone at this point. I was moving house, so I stayed here for 2 weeks. My mom was out one day. I saw Granddad's watch. I thought, I know. I'm going to take them.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, and I changed the time.
No, you didn't.
And then I took a picture of me with the watch like this, like making fun, and I put it back.
No.
So, no. Here's the best bit. No, about a year after this, I forgot that I did that.
That wasn't a year.
No. It's 9 months, 10 months. It was a long time.
No, after I tried to look at the watch regularly.
Anyway, well, no. You noticed at the time.
Oh my God.
No, listen to me. A year after I changed the time, I was in America at my sister's graduation, and I was telling my whole family, including my dad and my mom, how my mom was for believing that Granddad.
Wait. What did he say? How what my mom was? Is he saying retarded?
And I was telling my whole family, including my dad and my mom, how my mom was for believing that Granddad changed was. And my sister stopped.
Like, just that language use. I was telling everyone how retarded my mom was. Bro, that's crazy. Like, the mom just sitting there taking that shit, dude. Not even, like, here at the house just, like, bantering back and forth with the mom. Like, in front of a group of people, in front of the family on graduation day, in front of strangers, telling everyone how retarded your mom is, dude. That's insane.
My sister stops and says, no, I believe Mom because she didn't tell you the best bit. I said, the best bit? What best bit? And I had the same phone, luckily, for a few years. She goes, no. Again, when no one lived in the house. The time changed again. She said this in front of me, my brother, my dad. It couldn't have been more perfect. All of us had not been in the same room for years. And then I loaded up the picture of when I changed the watch, and she looked so stupid.
I'm sure that was a monumental moment for Tristan to prove to his brothers and his dad how he played the mom and made him look dumb. I'm sure that was monumental. Poor woman. Poor woman. It is a funny story, like generally overall it's funny, but the way that he hammers home that his mom is dumb. That his mom is dumb is fucked. I think he says retarded at both points. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have a point. Not Tate Confidential, it's not. Okay, yeah, this is Hateful Tates then, right? Yeah. So right, so what I'm trying to establish here is that there's a certain type of behavior, a certain type of profile that aligns with someone who would want to engage in these war room activities. Justin Waller hates his mom. Tristan and Andrew don't respect women at all, calls their own mother stupid and retarded. The question is, what's up with Iggy then? Because Iggy's he's at the head. He's the one who kind of systematically figured out a way for other men to engage in this type of dominance over women. And what we know about his mom from the documentary number 2, is that his mom was some type of occultist, some type of spiritual medium, woo-woo, whatever. So it really draws into question, what did Iggy experience to turn him into the man that he is today? That's what I'm wondering. There was one live stream where we tried to find a little bit about the mom. Elaine Sonkin, I believe is the name. But that was fruitless. We weren't able to get anything. Damn shame. Damn shame. Okay. Back to the chat logs. Tristan says, in November 2019, it'd be impossible for him to abstain from sex. I couldn't do it. Having sex with my girls is part of my business. I'd lose girls and lose money. A pair of sentences that the Romanian authorities grew incredibly interested in around April 2022. Okay, dueling practice. Absence of anything to practice self-control. Cool. I couldn't do it. Having sex with my girl is part of my business. Blah, blah, blah. Just pull out before you nut. Ultimate Iron Mind test. You know, I've been hearing a lot of this lately about not nutting when you have sex. And I'm really trying to figure out what the motive is. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I get no fap. No fap makes sense. But, like, if you actually earn the woman and you court her into the bedroom, why wouldn't you just bust a nut? There was proof of Iggy being in cults. There was proof. My question about the cults, though, was he there just to study them? Was he there to figure out, like, okay, this is what the cult leaders do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm seeing what's happening. This is how they keep people. This is how they get new people. Like, was he just there to study? Like, what are the odds one person jumps from one cult to another? You know, usually people are one and done with cults, you know? They're like, oh, fuck that, I'm not doing that again. So that's kind of strange. And then he goes from one cult, goes to another cult, and then creates his own cult. What the hell's happening here? It's kind of weird, don't you think? It's a little bit strange. A children-only cult. What was the name of it? It was like the Wagwan. Bro, that's what Wagwan is from. I'm not a wizard. Bro, that's what Wagwan is. I know Iggy went to Japan to learn about their BDSM scene. Oh, is that the motive to going to Japan? Wow. Yeah, it seems that BDSM and the whole dicknosis thing that I've talked about before is imperative to their, what do you want to call it? Their system of enslaving women. Unlike what Andrew Tate is claiming now, the War Room openly admitted to exploiting people. Casinos are going to be huge income for the War Room. Cam girls and casinos. We use the vices of weak men to increase our powers. Wow, at least they're self-aware. Main drive, why many? I'm looking forward to financial breakdown. Take this plan to show us. Jesus, putting away 500 each check now. Licensing is impossible. You can't get into that industry easy. My link is the only way. Are huge bribes. Not surprised at all. My goal is to search around and see how much people are investing into them and their typical margins. Looks exciting. Well. The only reason they have this little bit about the casinos, of course, is because they were control effing for girls. Again, dude. Again. We get a nice little nibble about casinos because they relate it to the girls. Oh, Wagwan is saying what's up. Hey, yo, my bad, dude. Yeah, I thought I heard that somewhere, bro. I was like, oh, Wagwan, that's the name of the cult. Yo, my bad, dude. Sorry about that. I know I heard that somewhere, though. He was in 2 cults, man. What were the names? I think Iggy cares more about having slave women than having money. I agree, considering his field of interest. His field of interest being the persuasion, sales, and then going into using NLP for seduction. That was a big thing. I want to say in like the 70s. Because there's this dude on YouTube. NLP patterns. The way that I discovered this Ross Jeffries, guys, talk show, maybe. So this popped up on my recommended. An MRA, pickup artist, and feminist walk into NBC's talk show with a female audience. And I said, all right, shit, what's up with this?
A man says women say one thing but mean another. Another man teaches other men how to get women into bed. And finally, one man says men need to learn to listen.
Top comment, 32 years in history is proving Ross right. And if we look at what Ross Jeffries does nowadays, he talks about seduction and he uses NLP tactics to do it. And I've watched some of his stuff and it's legit. The guy is super knowledgeable. I mean, he's been doing this for what, like 30 years? But we'll watch a little bit of this. This is pretty cool.
A man says women say one thing but mean another. Another man teaches other men how to get women into bed. And finally, one man says men need to learn to listen to what women want, what men really think of women today.
Yeah, hell no. That man who's listening to what women want is taking L's. You know what they say? You don't ask a woman for advice on women. You gotta ask the fisherman, not the fish. You know? That's what they say. I didn't come up with the quote. It's just what they say, man. It's what they say.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if you noticed by the shots that we're taking, but this is an audience of all women today. We have invited them here for a reason, because we have 3 men with different points of view. These 3 men think they know what women think. And today we will find out.
Damn, we can't even see him.
Ross Jeffries. He says he got tired of being Mr. Nice Guy and being dumped by women. So he changed his ways and he wrote a book for other men who feel the same way. It is called
Jeffries.
How to Get the Women You Desire into Bed.
That hostess seems hot.
This is Mel Fife.
She carries
Mel
herself
says
well.
women say they want a sensitive guy, but the minute men...
Hey, yo, fuck you, Infinite. Butchered the saying. Suck dick. That's my buddy, y'all. He's cool. We're just joking. Infinite's my man's.
and get sensitive, women run the other way. And finally, Bruce Weinstein. Bruce says he is pro-feminist and pro-woman. He thinks men would be a lot better off if they only learned to listen to what women have to say.
If he looks like a geek, he must be. This is 1992, bro. Old as shit. But the man speaks the truth 30 years ago.
Well, Ross and Mel, I guess you already realize that your positions are in the minority here.
What a surprise.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay out of this for a minute or two, and I want everybody. I'm just gonna fire off some questions, okay? Just so we get some answers, all right? And I may leave some of those balls hanging up there for you ladies to slam dunk later on, but that's your prerogative, all right? Ross, What do women really want?
I don't care what they want. I only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different from your other guests. There's what women say they want, there's what women think they want, and then there's what they actually respond to. I'm not an academic, I'm not a theoretician. I'm interested in what works on the street when it's time to date and mate.
Outcomes
And what
only.
women actually respond to is not what they say they want.
So what do they respond to?
They really
She ain't into
respond
that.
to a guy who's a challenge, a guy who's a question mark, a guy who keeps them guessing. You see, in the beginning, the less attractive you are physically, the more you have to rely on your attitude. And that's what I wrote my book for. I wrote my book for the average-looking, even ugly guy who goes out there in the real world and tries to be a nice guy, gets his head kicked in.
So no more Mr. Nice Guy.
You can be pleasant. You see, we got to define our terms. By nice, I mean accommodating. When you accommodate, you get what the commode gets. You get the crapola. You have to learn how to say no to a woman.
Yeah. As I said, I'm going to let a lot of these things hang, and you can all take them on later.
The funny thing about like all this stuff, like every conversation about this, it's like if you try to tell women the reality of just like what it is, they just can't take it. And you end up like sinking your own ship. It's kind of like they say they want you to be transparent, they want you to be forward, they don't want to play any games. But then when you do all those things, it never works. So then you have to play the game. And then they get mad when you do. But it works. You see, even 30 years ago, I mean, shit, probably even like 300,000 years ago, they were still playing the same exact game.
But so this, I guess, attitude is your word. This attitude that you now have is more appealing to women?
The attitude is vastly more appealing. Basically, the attitude is I make no excuses for what I want. And number two, I don't need you, you need me. Now, bear in mind, I don't verbalize it. Exactly. Now, you see...
Now, hold on. Yep. See the point. He says he doesn't verbalize it. That, you know, like at an evolutionary level, a man's attention was required for female survival. And I think that is why the attention, the way that you weaponize your attention or leverage it is imperative in the courting system and to get a woman into your bedroom. Because without it, they would not survive. So there's like this unconscious desire that they have. There's like a force. They need to have it. And if you're not supplying it, it burns inside for them. But in the same way that they yearn for attention, we yearn for sex. So, I mean, it's like, it goes both ways, right? A man is always the prize, flaming pearl. You got it. I don't know about, they don't have true consciousness, ego. God damn, bro, tone it down a little bit. What is consciousness? How do we know that you have consciousness or that I have consciousness? Really, you only know that you have consciousness because you are experiencing it, yeah? How can you go about proving it? How do we know women don't have consciousness? The dragon holds a flaming pearl. When you steal the pearl, it will chase you. The dragon holds the pearl, eh? I'm new to the lore. Last guy's beta. I don't even use that word, LOL. What women say and what women do are two very different things. Infinite's on it, man. You spend like a couple weeks out in the field and it all becomes apparent.
See, you see this response here. You should never verbalize the attitude.
You're
you
pointing
show
your
it in your behavior.
You're sitting here pointing your finger at him. Stand up and tell us why you're pointing at him.
No, I was just saying that he's just got this prejudgment of what women are like, and I think
He
what
does
he
say
should
that,
do is
doesn't he?
just develop his own self, and then he's going to find these
The
relationships work
sleaze
better.
bag you see is the real me. I found the real me.
I think you've prejudged us. I mean, the audience reaction at the top of the show showed that the women here have prejudged us. I think it's a sad comment on women that they respond to the kind of manipulative behavior that Ross
men's rights
is encouraging
activists,
that men do.
MRA.
That's a sad comment on you. Listen,
Yourself, and that should be a right person.
You know what I found? I found that the nice guys who, when I'm on the radio or TV, nice guys call up and go, well, it wouldn't be myself. It's the nice guy who's the phony, who's not being his real self, because he's afraid he can't do any better.
So you're going back to my point. All men are jerks.
No,
And some
no, no.
hide it.
Yeah, I don't think so. All men are jerks. There's people that genuinely cannot pull out any like ounce of aggression or assertiveness. They just roll over and take it. Yes, I don't know about that one.
Wait a minute. But isn't that what you just said? Is all men are sort of jerks, and some of them try to sugarcoat
No, what I'm
it?
saying
Is that what you said?
no, what I'm saying is that
I said I was going to stay out of it, and I can't.
What I'm saying is that there's a massive power imbalance in favor of women when it comes to dating and sex. And women, through their behavior, through showing men what they actually respond to, force men to act in a certain way.
Yes, there is a power imbalance in our society, but who wields the power? It is men who wield the power, and I'm here to say, I'm here today to say that it is time for men to give up our power.
As all the men collectively groan. Look, I don't even step into this like gendered battle. It's sad that that there even is a gender battle, honestly. Like there is no living in harmony in our society, is there? Black versus white, red versus blue, man versus woman. Shit's fucked, man. Can y'all hear that? Nah, you can't. There's someone playing loud music outside. The dragon guards the pearl. When you sleep with her, you take the pearl, and she'll come running back for the pearl. PhD test. Hey, so that's the lure, huh? That's the lure. Accept ego, since you are anonymous. Will you disclose that you're a member of the war room? Let's hear it.
Power and authority in our privilege because we have dominated women, we have dominated other men, we have dominated the planet for too long, and it has got to stop.
This is what women want. They want to hear this. If women want, what you want is you want to hear that we're jerks. You want to hear that we have all the power. You know, the most important unspoken truth about men. You say,
oh shit, Light, what's up, dude? Oh, it's all making sense now. Okay, that's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up. All right, I connected the dots there.
we are very angry. A lot of us are very angry at women. And this is a good example. You're showing why we're angry. You're not even listening. You don't want to listen to what we have to say. And
I'm afraid that they heard it.
I don't think I heard it all. And I think, you know, the reason that men don't communicate about their anger, we keep it secret, is because when we try to tell you why we're angry, you respond with ridicule, with disbelief,
why are you angry?
or your own anger.
I'm not angry. I'm satisfied because I know how to manipulate women and get what I want. But let me say, his point is so
Damn, he's got balls.
Get a shot of this audience. Every woman sitting here is sitting on more power than Con Edison pumps out in 10 years. You control the access to sex, and that is an incredible amount of power.
The man asks, the woman says yes or no. She has the power, and that makes, wait a second, let me make, a lot of men feel, you don't know this, but it's the truth, a lot of men feel powerless and degraded and dehumanized by the sexual system whereby the man asks and the woman decides. We feel harassed every minute of every day of our lives, and it's about time that you understand that.
When we look at wait, I'm sorry, 1 second, Bruce. Mel, stand up.
Are they gonna? What? Is it the outfit?
Now, doesn't that invite harassment?
What is dude wearing?
What it invites is hypocrisy. What it invites is, you know, the fashion rage for women this year is a man's suit and tie. When you decide to ridicule me in my skirt, you got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding, Faith.
I don't like the length, and I don't think it matches the sweater. Is my problem with it?
Damn. Oh, they ate that up.
I said that when men stand up for themselves, what do they expect from women? Ridicule. You proved it, didn't you?
I did. I'm guilty right here. I admit it. I admit it. You have a question?
Yes, my question is directed to him. What's your name again?
Ross.
Ross. I think you're gonna.
She said that Ross. She said it Ross.
Ross, I think you're gonna end up.
Say it right. Ross.
Ross. I think you're gonna end up a very lonely man.
These hoes don't know.
He says quite the
They
contrary.
don't know.
He says he has a much better dating life, romance life, sex life now.
It's incomparably better. I mean, you know, let's look
He's
at reality.
playing the game. He's
reality
finessing.
is that nice guys.
He has no drip.
Not only do nice guys
The
finish
skirt
last,
and
they often
haircut
don't
are
even get
crazy.
into the race. And you want to talk about fashion? If a woman does
Oh
like
my
a nice
God.
guy, it's her way of making a fashion statement. It's fashionable for her to like that.
And Ross is absolutely right. Women have a lot of sexual power, and he has the courage to say that. He's making a mistake, though. He's encouraging men to simply surrender to that power. And I think, you know, if you're a man and you follow Ross's advice, you're going to get more sex, but you're going to have less self-respect. There are more important things in life than getting
We
one.
all disagree on that point, but let me get to the commercial break, and we'll come back and find out why in a moment.
You definitely think the dude who's dressed like that would be defending the women, right? You'd think that the men's rights activists would be not dressed in a skirt or a dress, whatever that dude's wearing, whatever you want to call that thing. Said the haircut's crazy. I'd be mad too if I
we're back. You have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I think that they just have had bad experiences with
Oh,
women.
shit.
So they're just somewhat poisoned against women in general.
True?
Never fails. Every show we do, we talk about our feelings. Someone stands up and said, we've had bad experiences. You're trying to trivialize what we're saying, and I resent it. It's the hostility that men and women have for each other that's poisoning our relationships. We've got to be able to talk about it and listen to one another non-judgmental.
I don't think I've been poisoned. I think I'm just doing what works.
Faith,
It's a matter of doing what works.
Excuse me. One thing the women's movement has taught me is to avoid speaking for other people. So I would like to ask you,
Hostess
if you
is
think
hot.
that men need to change in some fundamental ways and do a better
got that
job at listening to
90s
you, please
vibe.
clap your hands.
What's smarmy?
They don't put ugly women on television, that's for sure.
This guy's like he's running for office here. He knows how to work the crowd, okay?
And you know
I'm not
But
interested.
you know what? It's not a stretch
I'm
for
not
him to
interested.
get this audience to
Oh,
agree
he's
with
a
his
certain-
point.
Wait a minute, but I am not interested in what applies in the mummified halls of academia. I
I'm not
understand
speaking as
he's
an
a
academic.
PhD,
I'm not
which stands
speaking
for
as an
file higher
academic.
and deeper. I'm talking for the little guy out there who gets his head kicked in and always winds up being the buddy, the big brother, and here is, let's be friends. You want a friend, lady? Get a dog.
Okay. And here's the thing.
Get a dog!
Here's the thing.
He's got that dog in him.
Faith.
Let's go.
Here's the thing. It's important for women.
Even she thought that was funny. Yo, what's up, J Preem? What's her name? Got to see what she's doing today. Yo, straight facts. Hold on, let's see.
There's something important for women to know about Bruce.
We just met. How do you know about
But
him?
he's doing something
Faith
that men
Daniels,
have done
light.
for centuries to women, and it always backfires. He's putting
I
you
mean,
up on a
except
pedestal.
ego.
He's
Faith
keeping
Daniels.
you free from criticism. I respect you enough to, if I think you're full of it, I'm going to tell you. He won't.
You know what men need to do? What the point of the women's movement is not to make everyone feminine. The point, as I understand it, is to make everyone whole. So what men need to do is reclaim the femininity that we've lost.
I can't believe you. I'm the one who's sitting here in a skirt. You're the one who's dressed in very conservative male attire. You haven't begun to question anything about masculinity.
I want to put women on a pedestal so I can
Damn,
look up
you
your
got a
skirts.
point,
I mean, I
though.
don't have any problem with it.
There's an absolute...
Who is it? Who are the what was it? The Irish wore skirts? Was it them?
Ross, let me just ask. One second, please. Ross, is there a woman in the audience that you'd like to ask out?
Pardon me?
Is there a woman in the audience you'd like to ask?
Here you go. Here she is for y'all. Here she is. Faith Daniels. That's all you, buddy. That's all you, buddy. Shoot your shot. Trump kissed her. There's Epstein. Look what you're getting yourself into, buddy. She's a honey trap. She's a honey trap. She's going to invite you to a private island. She's going to show you where the dragon keeps the treasure. My private island where I have my treasure chest full of pearls. She's old now, 57. So how old is she then? 76? 76? No, 66. Yeah, 66. Damn. We could work with that.
Ask out.
I'm booked up for 1993. Sorry, ladies.
You have a question?
Yeah, I'd like to know when is the last time you had a real commitment with a lady, and did she respect how you treated her?
I cannot hear you. One more time.
When is the last time you had a real relationship with a lady?
What makes you think it's your business?
Damn.
Well, you're sitting up there like you know everything about women.
And deal with the issues.
He just made a personal
hang
attack
on a
against
second,
me, and yet
Ross.
he's
I
asking
think it
me
is a
not to.
fair question, and I will tell you
That's how it's done. That's how it's done. She asks you a question, ignore that shit. I ain't answering shit. Would fit well with Iggy. Yeah. They should have tried to recruit this man. What?
why I think it is a fair question, because you wrote
Are you talking about how she's old? Kill.
this book saying you got the answers.
You know what?
True.
At the moment, I'm having lots of fun. I don't have a personal commitment to one person. Although I have been with someone I've loved for a long time, me.
Let me ask you.
Damn.
Given that, let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
Look at that grin. Look at that grin. He's so smug, bro. He's so smug. Light trying to crack them granny cheeks. Game is game.
Given that, let me ask you this. Do you care if a woman is satisfied the one that you're with?
It goes without saying she's going to be satisfied if she's with me. Listen, let me tell you
Goddamn
something.
right, G.
I'm serious about one thing.
But it's
I'm being a little obnoxious to get a response, but I'm serious about one thing.
Got it.
I honestly do believe that there's no better way a woman can win, spiritually, physically, emotionally, than being with me. I really believe that. I really do.
Answer the question. Does
She
it
will
matter to
please disbelieve.
you if the woman is satisfied?
Does he have to look like a geek?
Because she's going to come back for more, of course.
Bro, everyone, dude. Nobody works for you. Nobody's advice is good enough if they look like a geek. I mean, I get it, but damn, bro.
Matters. It's in my own interest to see that she's satisfied. It's chapter 18 in my book.
And it's pathetic. Ross's arrogant attitude works with women. I think it's pathetic. But
you seem to be putting the blame on
It
women.
works.
Well, he's been conditioned by women. This is the result. This is what you get. You get a fellow
All right.
like Ross.
John, take a wide shot of the audience, please. Put your hands down for a second. Take a wide shot of the audience.
Let's get a nice
Does
wide shot of the
anyone here-
audience here. She looks cute. All 4 of her pixels look spectacular. Oh, what was that word we learned earlier, boys? What was that word? Resplendent? Resplendent? Ah, shit. Resplendent. All 4 of her pixels look resplendent. There we go.
Find Ross's approach to women appealing?
Oh, they're going to admit it.
I like girls with hair like this. That curly hair. That, Mediterranean hair. Ooh. That curly hair. Ooh, yeah.
Faith, come on, they're not good. Number one, what we have here.
What? I didn't hear that. What? She said we don't even find Ross appealing.
What we have here is a phenomenon called denial. That's what we have.
I think Ross is denying something very important here.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Follow through the audience. What are you screaming about? You just threatened me. Stand up here. Why did you threaten me to come over here with a microphone immediately? Stand up.
Whoa.
Okay, because first of all, I find this utterly preposterous. You know, you're sitting there and you're putting us down to a certain extent, and what you fail to realize, both of you, okay, is that without your mothers, you wouldn't be here.
They always take it to the moms, dude.
You have your turn, hush.
What are we watching? So this is a 1992 males' right activist, pickup artist, and feminist on a talk show. And, bro, not a thing has changed. Not a goddamn thing. The audience proved Ross's point every step of the way. He produced the most emotional response from them. While you could see the glazed eyes and disinterest whenever the male feminist spoke without a sound bite. Oh, man. Strong emotions, yep. He got the emotions out of them. He got the interest. He got the attention. And then he is able to direct and lead it to get them into the bedroom. Which site is Skirt Drag Guy? Which site? Oh, yeah, he's MRA. Yep.
I'm not done. I am not done.
You've had your say for 25 years, and I'm not going to let you shout me down.
No, moving right along.
Say something about fathers.
Moving right along.
Do you hate your father?
Fathers didn't have to carry you,
You
for
hate your
9
father?
months. That's
Do you
not
hate
the
your
question.
father?
Moving
Hey,
right
say
along.
something nice about your father.
I think that you're very, excuse me. Oh, I must have hit a nerve. Is your
You
skirt too
did.
tight?
You said something very
Moving
anti-man.
right along, as I was saying to you,
I'm
right?
listening to it.
I think that you're a very sad individual, let alone you're not even getting any Let's get real.
Oh. Something about that punani. Oh, yeah, even the grannies are eating it up, bro. Even the grannies, they're clapping. Oh, it's like someone just saved a baby out of river. Yeah! Yeah! Do that!
Just from listening to you, right? Wait a minute, hold up. Just from listening to you, baby sugar, I can tell that you are using the 5 fingers of death, okay?
What is that?
You need to get real with yourself and others.
said.
What is that?
May I
I'm very
respond?
sorry. I have to get
May
to
I
a
respond?
commercial break. I have to get to a commercial break here. And I gotta.
Producer said, "Hey, cool him off, cool him
I
off."
have to say that I'm not sure if spelling it will qualify with the censors. I'll be interested to find out if spelling
she
it makes a difference with the
spelled it.
censors. We'll be back.
P-U-S-S-Y, huh? Dude, that old 1990s text.
Well, we are back, and you had something you wanted to say.
I have a question for Ross. How do you define a relationship?
You're not gonna
Because
spell,
all
are you?
it sounds like is that you define it as sex. If that's all you're looking for, get a prostitute and leave the rest of us
Right.
alone. We
Let me
don't
answer.
Yes, queen.
Faith, thank
She looks so distraught. Oh my god, why? They're so. She's so bothered by this.
That's an intelligent question. Let me answer it. Here's your answer. Doesn't matter whether you're looking for one steady relationship or a lot of women, whichever one you want, you still have to use the attitudes I outline in my book to get it. If you're weak, if you're a wimp, if you're too happy to be there, if you want to wash her car and be her wimp, you're not going to get a lot of women. You're not going to get one woman. You won't have a steady relationship. You won't have one-night stands. It applies
Straight
no matter what.
facts, dog.
Yeah, do
Straight
anybody
fucking
agree with
facts.
I mean,
Oh, choking the
men
chicken.
watching
Ah,
this, no, I'm
okay,
telling
that
the
makes
truth.
sense.
I don't care. I really don't care what they think.
The men do know each other.
Bro, this man hasn't gotten a word in at all. He's just been on the sidelines. He's not even in the game, dude. See, perfect, fresh and fit 1992. Hey, yo, that's so true. I mean, it's like the perfect example, right? Like this dude's getting the most attention from the girls. This guy hasn't gotten a fucking word in. He's the one that's on their team. He's got nothing. Absolutely zero sauce.
Fear is that the men watching this
She
might
haven't got
believe
none
you.
in a minute.
Well, they do
They
believe
do.
it.
They
I have
do.
fans
Faith,
all over the country. They
Absolutely
write
not.
me
For
and-
example, Faith, Playboy magazine bills itself as entertainment for men, but I'm here to say that a lot of men do not consider it entertaining. We don't think it's entertaining.
You actually led a boycott against
Yes, I led a
Playboy on your
protest and a
campus
Yes, ma'am.
when they came to shoot the what college girls
The
in the East or
October
whatever
Women
that
of
is.
the Big East issue. And we wanted to send a message loud and clear that a lot of men don't consider this a form of entertainment and that it's important for us to set a good example for people and simply not to buy pornography
Why
and
do
let
you want to
people know
deny-
that this is unacceptable
Why do you
behavior.
want to deny male biology? Part of the intellectual bankruptcy of feminism is they want to deny the reality of male human biology. It's
the fact
male
that
human biology to become aroused looking at beautiful naked women.
You want to repeal the
That
First
is
Amendment, too?
biology.
The fact that something is natural does not mean it is good. The Hurricane Andrew is natural, but we don't want to say that it's good.
Male sexuality is good. This audience is having an orgy now. You're getting off on the man fashion.
Orgy? What the fuck?
There's no...
There is something to be said about how, like, at this point in time, like, this is 1992, right? Like, sex is kind of taboo. Like, she had to spell out pussy, and of course, they're gonna censor it. But, like, Playboy was emerging. Like, they're trying to get a ban on it. Like, imagine that, dude. Imagine these people fast forward 30 years, and they're like, yeah, we have porn, mobile porn, like on your phone, anywhere you want. Oh, brother. This guy stinks. SpongeBob.
Anybody say anything positive about men? Let's just one person say something positive.
We really have
I don't think. Well, hang on one second. I don't think that these women are all bashing all men.
Maybe the feminist dude is right. Maybe we should have slowed down a little bit.
And I think that they disagree with your points of view. Don't confuse it.
Let them say
All right.
something positive about
Say
men.
something. Okay, satisfy them. Have them pipe down on it. Say something positive.
It's not positive.
Pick up their socks. Just say they pick up their socks.
What? Pick up your socks, first of all. Second of all, the one in
She
the middle
complied.
who's in a dress. If you have such an attitude toward women and you feel how women are, why do you want so much to look like one?
Damn! Answer that.
Wait a second, Faith, hold it. No, I was attacked. No, I want this woman to stand up. I want people to see what she's wearing. Sport coat, and an oversized sport coat and a pair of pants. Why are you dressing like a man?
This is
Why
not
are
a
you
man
dressing
shopping
like a
in
man?
pants.
Shame on
Are
you
you
for
shopping
attacking
in
me.
the women's
Shame on
department?
you for attacking me.
Oh my God, he's got a point
over
though.
here. This is for Ross. You got a real nasty attitude towards women. And that's why you ain't got none.
But what they don't realize is that he doesn't put this attitude out on display for them. This is just for like the performance that he's doing right now, right? Like, of course, if he says all this shit on the date, fucking it's gonna flop.
You don't know what they want.
Stupid.
You don't know nothing about women. You need to talk to one from the heart.
Right.
And talk to them.
You know, if you're going to sugarcoat it and beat around the bush, how can we have a discussion?
Stop trying to figure them out, because you can't figure them out. And you with a dress, how you expect women to listen to you? Look at y'all. Look at y'all.
I'm angry.
She got a point.
She started with me. Let me
You
respond.
think I talk about Playboy this and Playboy that? All y'all want is some sex. Y'all don't want no women. Y'all want sex.
Let me respond.
I don't want sex.
I'm sorry,
Not with
I'm
you.
getting a commercial cue. We have to take a break. We'll come back, and I will let you respond when we come back.
Shit's getting too heated. No, dude. Why? Why? For our commercial break.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
There you go.
Very little time left. Ross, you wanted to respond quickly.
Do not make the mistake of thinking that I enjoy having to behave this way. It's simply women have taught me that this is what they respond to. I used to be nice. I used to be sweet. I used to be sensitive. I used to listen. I dated my left hand when I did that.
And now, you know,
quickly.
and I used to be more feminist than most feminists. Now I consider myself a recovering feminist now, because now I see how women react. Anytime a man stands up for himself, this is what you do. It's disgusting.
Finally, men have oppressed women for too long, and it has got to stop, and that's what I'm here to say.
Why do women run the publishing business?
Women don't run.
Wait a minute. Women run the publishing business. Why have I been banned from every bookstore and have to publish it myself? Women run the publishing business.
Because you've written a horrible
The
book.
Matrix. The Matrix is trying to stop Ross Jeffries. Yo, this guy really came in at the last second to finally say something.
Now I see how women react. Anytime a man stands up for himself, this is what you do. It's disgusting.
Finally, men have oppressed women for too long, and it has got to stop, and that's what I'm here to say.
Why do women run?
That's what I'm here to what? That's what you're here to what?
Men have oppressed women for too long, and it has got to stop, and that's what I'm here to say.
Why do women
You're here to
run
what?
the publishing business?
Didn't even say it with his chest, man. What the fuck? He had the whole show. Didn't do a damn thing. Yeah, so that was that. That was that. I didn't even plan on watching that whole thing, but God, that was too funny. That was just too funny. He said 1992 fresh and fit. Yo, for real. Woo! How did that even come up, man? I don't even remember. Ross Jeffries? Not sure. But yeah. It looks like in the chat logs now, we've gone from 2019 to March 2020 now. Andrew asked his brother if he had a girl who speaks Russian that could accompany his posse of girls because he had a Russian of his own. I'm a collector, bruv. Like asking Bob Marley for a spliff. What the hell? Conversation between me and Andrew. Grill man, no, in general. Do you have a girl who speaks Russian? A girlfriend? Yes, why? I have a Russian girl who will come, but only if she has someone who speaks Russian. I have 3. Nita Famous, who? Linnaeus, Natalia, and the Geek. I'm a collector, bruv. Like asking Bob Marley if he has a spliff. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. I mean, that's G shit, yeah, but when you think about, you know, they all probably got tattoos, yeah? The Geek. Nita Famous. Andrew Tate gives his thoughts about women as equals in response to a war room member who said a girl flaked on him during cam work, before doing cam work. Andrew Tate declares, "You can't do deals with girls. You cannot reason with the savage. The Pied Piper didn't do a deal with the children." Have you guys seen Succession? Anybody here seen Succession? I'm gonna have a hard time finding the clip, I think. Yeah. There's a clip in the show where he's talking about he's trying to do business with someone and he's like, well, is he a clown? I can't reason with a clown. It's a great show for anyone who's wondering. Great show. The Pied Piper didn't do a deal with the children. War Room members, including Andrew and Iggy, held up the Loverboy method and Andrew Tate's webcam course as if it was gospel and the only feasible means of making cam girls do the work. After quarantine, I'll meet her. She'll fall in love. Then I'll get her on webcam, vows the War Room member. What are these pictures? These are dates. Can't read what it says, though. Receipt. The girl who agreed to do cam, who I'd never met, quit before money was made. I find out more every day. It's harder to do business deals with girls. You cannot reason with the savage. Follow PhD and get the webcam course. 100. This, 10 words that can change your life forever, is studied closely. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Pied Piper didn't do a deal with the children. 10 words that can change your life forever is studied closely. All right, Iggy. Let's study it closely, shall we? So, the Pied Piper. Title character of a legend from the town of Hamlin. The legend dates back to the Middle Ages. The earliest references describe a piper dressed in multicolored clothing who is a rat catcher hired by the town to lure rats away with his magic pipe. When the citizens refuse to pay for his service as promised, he retaliates by using his instrument's magical power on their children, leading them away as he had the rats. The version of the story spread as folklore and has appeared in the writings of Johann Wolfgang Goethe, the Brothers Grimm, and Robert Browning, among others. The phrase Pied Piper has become a metaphor for a person who attracts a following through charisma or false promises. There are many contradictory theories about the Pied Piper. Some suggest he was a symbol of hope to the people of Hamlin, which had been attacked by plague. He drove the rats from Hamlin, saving the people from the epidemic. Interesting. Earliest mention of the story, stained glass window in the church of Hamlin, 1300. The window was described in several accounts, destroyed in 1660. In 1284, while the town of Hamlin was suffering from a rat infestation. Okay, wait, so is this a book? Of a legend. Title character of a legend. So this was probably like a verbal story that was passed down over time, not necessarily a book, but it's probably been written down. Yeah. So the plot goes, in 1984, they're suffering from a rat infestation. A piper dressed in multicolored clothing appeared. So pied. So multicolored means pied. Claiming to be a rat catcher. He promised the mayor a solution to their problem with the rats. The mayor, in turn, promised to pay him for the removal of the rats 1,000 guilders. The piper accepted and played his pipe to lure the rats into the Weser River, where all the rats drowned. Despite the piper's success, the mayor reneged on his promise and refused to pay him the full sum, even going so far as to blame the piper for bringing the rats himself in an extortion attempt. Ah, okay. Enraged, the piper stormed out of the town, vowing to return later to take revenge. On St. John and Paul's Day, while the adults were in church, the piper returned, dressed in green like a hunter and playing his pipe. In so doing, he attracted the town's children. Huh. You know who else attracted the town's children, or the world's children, I should say, is Andrew Tate. Let's continue. 130 children followed him out of town and into a cave, after which they were never seen again. Depending on the version, at most 3 children remained behind. One was lame, could not follow along quick enough. The second was deaf, could not hear the music. and the third was blind, therefore unable to see where he was going. These three informed the villagers of what had happened and when they came out from church. Other versions relate to that the Pied Piper led the children to the top of Koppelberg Hill, where he took them to a beautiful land, or a place called Koppenberg Mountain, or Transylvania. Bro. Led them to the top of a mountain, or Transylvania, which is in Romania. And yet other versions, he made them walk into the Weser as he did with the rats, and they all drowned, or he killed them. So different variations. That the piper returned the children after extorting payment, or that the children were only returned after the villagers paid several times the original payment in gold. So the story begins the same, but it ends differently, which, you know, that's usually how legends go. Excuse me. The Hamlin Street, named Street Without Drums, is believed to be the last place that the children were seen ever since music or dancing is not allowed on the street. Well, there's multiple themes here. The hypnotic nature of music itself. That there is this falsehood. At the beginning, we read about a man who leads them with charisma or false promise. There's a lot of parallels between this legend and the Andrew Tate thing. You know, supposedly this is like magic, you know? Yeah, the idea of using charisma and false promises to gain a following, right? The Pied Piper didn't do a deal with the children. What does that mean? What do you guys think that means? The Pied Piper didn't do a deal with the children. So he's equating the girls to the children. And who did he do a deal with? He did a deal with the mayor. The mayor is the keeper of the children. You can't do deals with girls. Huh. I think I'm on the right track. The Pied Piper didn't do a deal with the children. He did a deal with the mayor. The children is what he took. Children were the prize. Okay. Something to think about. Let's move on. What better way to start off this section than showing Andrew Tate's self-described red pill story where he formulated his viewpoints about the world. It happened when Andrew Tate was 7. 2 hoes conspired to kill a friend of Andrew's dad. Whoa. One hoe went through with it, stabbing the guy in his sleep. I've worked out my first ever red pill story. I was 7. When I was young, my dad had a friend called Jack, a street pimp. Now, when he's saying I've worked out my first ever red pill story, is he referring to some type of like fabrication? Like, is this true what he's talking about? When I was young, my dad had a friend called Jack, a street pimp. So why is he trying to deliver this message about his dad being friends with street pimps, right? Often around the house of money, whiskey, playing chess long into the night. One day before school, Dad said, "Come sip this whiskey and say a prayer. Jack's dead. His hoe stabbed him as he slept." The end. The longer version of the story was 2 hoes conspired to kill him, but only one had the balls to do it. But they worked together to take him out. It's kind of, you remember when we hear about the girls who, the two girls that kind of started the whole case against Andrew Tate. It was 2 girls. One girl was brave enough to reach out to her parents and try to get saved, and the other girl was like scared and was kind of rolling with it. A lot of similarities there too. Probably dead. Low-level girls never last long. Either drugs or a pimp or a customer takes them out. The street game is the worst in the world. Elite game is actually safe. You're going to 5-star hotels to meet rich men. What they really gonna do? What can they do in a hotel? Nothing. Streets are different. Very transparent about them, you know, being pimps and all that. In this context, Andrew's just saying you don't want to give the children, or the women in this case, leverage in any type of relationship. The women are just a vehicle for cash flow. Interesting take, Infinite. I can see that. You don't want to give the children, or the women in this case, leverage. You don't do deals with women. You don't do deals with children. But who do they do deals with? He did not make a deal with them because it would not have worked. He needed to lure them by other means to beat the Matrix, aka become rich. John Call, interesting. So the mayor is actually the Matrix. Now, this is 2019, so this is way before any of the... Around this time, his rhetoric wasn't around trying to save society. It was trying to have a place where they can raise their kids. But it seems like now their ultimate goal is potentially to have their own, like, Jonesville type thing, you know? Apparently, Tate met Iggy on the streets of Chicago when he was trying to learn the game. That is one similarity that they have, that the Tate's dad was born in Chicago, from Chicago, and they lived in Chicago for a little bit, and Iggy is also from Chicago. So, ooh, actually, that is a connecting piece, right? Maybe the dad and Iggy were friends. Maybe they were friends. Something to think about. Dude, I'm feeling like a sore throat coming on. That's no bueno, dude. That's no bueno. Okay, so what do we have here? Is the flaw, fake ass. Andrew Tate, I don't think this is all that relevant. Is the flaw that she's cross-eyed? You're correct. The flaw is the flaw that she's not saving her for marriage. Looks top tier to me. The flaw, fake ass. Hate ass implants. Literally hate them. I hate ass and boob implants, honestly. Andrew Tate got into a fight with his sister over his support of Donald Trump. Janine went as far as blocking both Andrew Tate and Vivian on social media. His sister asked Vivian why she liked Trump, and Vivian responded with, "'Cause Andrew does, so I do." Bruh. The War Room men applauded Vivian's political obedience. They also generally believe it's crucial for women to have the same politics as their partners. You know, one time in one of my earlier live streams, I remember I had said something about how I think it's weird when they say, "Oh, well, your girls should agree with everything that you do." And I remember I pushed back on that, and I was like, nah, that's kind of weird. Like, that's a little bit too domineering. You're actually pushing it a little bit too far. And really, how are you going to make an argument that there's no type of brainwashing or hypnosis that's occurring when their objective is literally to transmit their entire ideology into the woman that they're seeing? Anyway, I said that on my live stream, and someone commented about how I get no bitches and I have no game, and obviously I'm doing it wrong. So there's that. Okay, so this is actually something that is intriguing, but now they're flip-flopping, because I swear before we were just in 2020. Yeah, so now we're back to 2019 again. All right, let's see here. My sister is similar, but she's a strong, independent woman. Quotes, women who don't need no man until she needs a man. It's a special kind of stupid. Alexander Cortez, the logical incoherency is staggering. It really is. She blocked me 6 months ago. I haven't checked if I'm unblocked. She blocked Vivian too. Vivian said she likes Trump. Janine said why? She said because Andrew does, so I do. Her and I didn't speak for a year after Trump won. Blew her feminist brain. Ha! Because daddy told me to really lodge the stake in. If your doesn't adopt all your political opinions and think you're the authority on all things politics, then what, Alexander Cortez? You were about to say something, weren't you? This is actually has some very interesting implications that the the daughter is super strong, independent woman who don't need no man. And you consider her upbringing, probably witnessing the subversion of all of Emery's pressure and authority over the mom, and witnessing that relationship, and also witnessing the infidelity. And this is the response. This is the response to all of that. Strong, independent woman who don't need no man. So maybe the absence of Emery had made the Tates strong-minded. Well, it also made her strong-minded. But the absence of Emery left the daughter to be not feminine as per the family standards. Interesting observation. Andrew Tate demonstrates playing mind games on a girl for a hotel bar bill. He did it on purpose because he wanted an excuse to not see her again. And this kind of awesome woman handling you barely hear about in the Red Pill manosphere. Reasons why I'm in the war room. Love it. One member responded, you don't get punched as often or as hard when they're scared of getting punched. All right, let's see what this is about. All right, Tate says, I'm in Lux. Miss Moldova and her friend. Me and Tristan left them alone in a hotel for 24 hours, bored of them. When we came back, there was a 300 euro bar bill. To be honest, they didn't do anything wrong. It's just stupid expensive there. They both had a sandwich and a dinner, a coffee, and some water. But I went nuts anyway, for no reason. Literally intentionally went nuts. Because I knew I wouldn't see her again for a few months, so I wanted to end with shock and awe. And then here's the text message. Come back. You have a 300 on hotel bar. You must think I'm an idiot. Stay away from me. I'm tired of your bullshit. You are in room 150? Baby, I arrive now in Chisnu. I love you. Do you? Yes. Do you want? I never will do it again. Sorry for this, but you love me? Really? Don't disappoint me. So is this after the shock and awe? She's apologizing for eating, which is good. If I was a punk, she'd be mad at me for leaving her alone in a hotel for 24 hours. Flipped it on her. Very interesting tactic. Don't you plan on taking her on a boat? Some punk wrote, fuck Audi Christian boy on my Audi while I was at work. Like a little bit of pollen on the car. Not sure, some random kid or someone's mad I'm fucking their girlfriend. Was this so she would remember you more or be thinking about you more? Yes. Our first time together in a month, and I leave her alone to go out with T. Would be arguments when she's home and realize she flew to me and barely saw me, so I had to distract her from the reality of her condition. I fucked her a bunch and slept, left her alone at the hotel, and went out with T. Before she came at me aggressive, I came at her aggressive. The best defense. And this is the kind of awesome woman handling you barely hear about in the Red Pill. Reasons why I'm here in the war room. Love it. Super interesting. I would have expected you to do the opposite. Learn something new. This is so much better. You don't get punched as often or hard when they're scared of getting punched. That's actually, that's a big red flag, yo. This man said, you don't get punched as often or as hard when they're scared of getting punched. What the hell? That actually makes sense. You don't want your girl to disagree with you on most, if not all things, especially politics. I mean, I can see that. Like, if you want to court a woman who has the same politics, the same religion, I can see that. But when you actually are trying to change somebody's mind to align with yours, it's a little bit questionable. I'd say a little bit questionable. All right, y'all, I've been at it for a while. Getting a little tired. I think I'll be back tomorrow for more analysis, more digging here. But that was fun. We learned a few new things today. What was the Pied Piper? That was something. Ross Jeffries, that was fun. We analyzed some body language. That was cool. And then we also talked about the female sexual slavery frames. Got a little bit of enlightenment there. But that's going to, kick it off for the night. I'm going to go ahead and do my coursework, my training. I haven't done it yet today. Usually I'd go ahead and break down what I've been working on as far as that stuff is concerned. But I'm about to engage with that. So hope you guys have a wonderful night. Infinite, thanks for hanging out, man. See ya, buddy. John, appreciate you. Oh, yeah. That's right, the video. We can do that real quick. I was halfway through it. It's kind of like a motivational vibe type video, isn't it? Which one is it? Is it up here? Excuse me. Yeah, I can feel the sore throat coming on. Oh God.
He was a god. Tyrant, they yell so easily. I laugh.
This one's for Infinite.
Tyrant ever gave back so much.
She likes to get intimate, but I want Infinite can't get into it. Now how I into it, sweet like licorice. Now she's Icarus.
There was suddenly a sense the world could be ruled by one king. Be better for all.
Since I was a child, I've been groomed to be ever the best.
One day I'll be on walls like these. Oh, my poor child.
Dream of glory, Alexander.
Is that Mila Kunis?
Father encourages you.
Cursed by your greatness.
A king.
Oh my God.
Born Alexander.
Yo, my bad, dog.
He's made.
Oh man.
By steel and by suffering.
It takes
That's not the first time today either.
Alexander was born. He was Prometheus. Frenchman. He changed the world.
Your companions will be shadows in the underworld.
Majesty. Very brave.
Hold on. Be brave. Brave.
And you are a name living forever in history. Never will there be an Alexander like you. Alexander the Great.
What is it you fear?
Never hesitate.
Who knows these things? When I was a child, my mother thought me divine, my father weak.
You bastard!
Which am I, Ephysian? Weak or divine?
The gods favor you, Cephalus. Great wealth, power, conquest.
Today we write to our destiny.
All you desire. The world is yours. Take it.
We are here today as Macedonian free men. Conquer your fear, and I promise you, you'll conquer death. When they ask you why you fought so bravely, you will answer, I was here this day at Galgamela for the freedom. Say already.
You bob your head. You bob your head whenever you're doing something. Is that a thing, or do you have some type of condition? Do I bob my head? Like this? You know, a lot of people have said or asked me if I have ADHD. I don't believe in such a thing. But I tap a lot. I guess you could say I'm kind of just jittery. But also, I had a coffee like fucking like 3 hours ago. So when I got on here, I was already like amped up. You bob your head whenever you're doing something. Is that a thing, or is that some type of condition? Yeah, man, I don't know. I'll have to pay more attention to that. I do jitter a lot, though.
And glory! But Alexander, oh, Greece is simply great. Now!
Right here, we cut.
But also, my mind doesn't stop. My brain's always going pow, 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 pow. Fire, 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 fire. I can't be stopped.
Front of the Persian army.
And when bold Cassandra breaks, stretching their left, a hole will open. Then I and my cavalry will strike through that gap and deal the death blow to Darius' head.
Oh, I've been shaking my leg like this whole time. Yeah, that too.
To connect these lands of Ephysian and the people. To free the people of the world. Such would be beyond the glory of Achilles. Beyond Heracles.
That actually, Infinite, that reminds me of something I'll show you after this.
Was a friend to man. Fate is cruel. No man or woman could be too powerful or too beautiful without disaster befalling. All greatness comes from loss. Even you, the gods will one day.
Wait, is this like a movie trailer?
Partially.
Beware most of all of those closest to you. They are like snakes and can be turned.
What is this from?
No, Alexander. In Persia, you are a great king. Here,
They hate you.
Never would your father take barbarians as his friends. Asked us to fight with them as equals in war. I've taken us further than my father ever dreamed. Through our union.
Bro, that's Sir Marin fucking Trant. Game of Thrones right here. What is he doing here, bro? Damn, Arya really got his eyes good, huh? Shit.
Greek and barbarian. This army's your blood, boy. Without it, you're nothing. I've failed. Utterly.
Alexander, be reasonable! Were they ever meant to be our equals? Share our rewards?
Doesn't your great pride fear the gods any longer? Have I become so arrogant that I am blind?
Sometimes, to expect the best of everyone is arrogance.
That's all I've done for you, swine, traitor! And we'll see
Damn.
how this conspiracy can't stay him! Hypocrites, despot, false king! You and your barbarian mother living shame! Take from me all that I've ever loved! And lie, and lie, and lie! So many lies you spun like a sorceress, confusing me! King lives! Alexander! Son of Philip! May the gods bless the king! May the gods bless Alexander! Alexander! Tate spoke true.
Just stop being hype. What is happening?
Beware of what you dream for. The gods have a way of punishing such pride.
It is. It has always been. Our Greek dream to go east.
The East has a way of swallowing men and their dreams.
Return to Babylon and strengthen your center.
What
Or come
advice
home
would
to
you give to
Macedonia
kids
and
who want to
reorganize,
make
but
movies?
do not chase your dream further east.
Yes, I have Babylon. But each land, each boundary I cross, I strip away another illusion.
This is his most viewed video.
Death will be the last. Where we reach, we fall. Yet still I push harder and harder to reach this. Oh. You'll be treated by your wives and children as heroes for the rest of your lives. And enjoy a peaceful death. But you dream your simplicity long.
Whoa, that's the Hound. What?
A peaceful death. But you dream your simplicity.
The Hound.
long ended
Sander
when you took
Clegane.
Persian mistresses and children, and you thickened your holdings with plunder and jewels. Because you've fallen in love with all the things in life that destroy men. And you, as well as I, know that as the years decline and the memories stale and all your great victories fade,
Remember Achilles?
it will always be remembered.
He's my favorite.
You left your king in Asia.
And his face?
Shit.
We must die young, but with great glory.
For I will go on with my Asians.
He did have a choice.
That looked like Theon for a
Oh, he
second.
could have stayed home in Macedonia, married, raised a family.
He'd live a long life.
He'd have died a celebrated man.
But there would be no glory.
But this was not Alexander.
Well, I gotta look at this. The host texted me.
All his life, he fought to free himself from fear. And by this, and this alone, he was made free. The freest man I've ever
Not
known.
responding to that.
His failure towered over other men's successes. But the glory and the memory of man will always belong to the ones who followed their great visions. And the greatest of these is the one we now call Megas Alexandros, the greatest Alexander of them all.
3 hours, bro? No way could I sit through that. Oh my god. Oh my good god. I guess I'll show this clip again, like on another stream. But I just remembered, this is the only time in my life Summit. This is the only time in my life I've ever seen someone who didn't believe in themselves actually win.
Man, come on. Check. Sex ball.
Check. And because you were talking about me, like, bobbing,
what's up?
you'll see what happens.
We're back here.
This guy's, mannerisms here.
There's definitely a chance that he will get just, like, destroyed, but that's
I don't,
what
I forget what's wrong with this guy. I think it's like autism or Asperger's or something, but
the winner from winner side just wins.
he does, like, the same type of jittery thing.
You know, like 10% of the time, it's just a 6-0.
And
it's just kinda
watch his reaction to winning.
Yeah, you can't be complacent with one star.
Oh, no. Okay.
No, you really can't.
Yeah.
It's a good opening.
Oh,
All right.
okay. All right, got some decent damage.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that it? That is it. That is it. Mewtwo King wins.
I won?
He actually can't believe it.
He can't believe it. He said I won. Mewtwo King.
He actually did it.
Wow. This is the best pop-up I've ever seen.
The best pop-up.
That's the best pop-up. He doesn't even believe it.
It's better than the no pop-up.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to pop up?
Mewtwo King. Mewtwo King. Oh my God, he doesn't believe it. This is amazing.
You know he's not lying.
No, he's not.
Actually,
the trophy. And the trophy is gonna go.
He actually.
Through winners.
That's a big win over Armada there for the lore, but yeah. First time, only time since I've ever seen someone who couldn't believe that they were going to win and they actually won. And they have some type of mental thing going on in their head. You know? Funny connection there. The ketchup versus mustard rap battle, yes, I have seen that. This is the last thing I'm going to watch before I get going.
Welcome to the Rap Off Battle League, and I'm your host, the kid who always gets it cracking, whether cooling in the fridge or up in the mix in your kitchen cabinet. Your player partner, Baking Soda. We got a crazy flavor clash today between two of the sauciest condiments in history. On my left-hand side, I'm in the refrigerator! Ooh, and on my right-hand side, player partner, who is you? It's your boy, Mustard. You must heard what it is. French's gang. Free my man Butter doing life in the box. Let's go. Yo, in hindsight,
shit is so
Mustard
true.
has an ugly color. I'll take Mustard's musty mother and uppercut her through the upper cupboard. I'll run your cousin and your brother through the onion cutter. You belong in the dessert section next to the fluffy custard because you're sweet as honey mustard. Look at Dijon and horseradish looking like Dumb and Dumber. You guys probably f*** each other. And since you run with butter, my toast will never jam like your buddy Smucker.
Damn.
Get holes in your leather jacket. Get the ratchet. Something squirting if I see ketchup packet and rip his top open like a ketchup packet. You be with the french fries, tater tots. I be on sandwiches in the spread. Translation, you small potatoes and I'm out here getting to the bread. Yo, that shit was fucking ass. Straight up mustard gas. Yo, I'm seeing tons of cash. Ask lettuce. I'm getting green like the Hulk. See, I'm a seasoned veteran in here. You seasoned with salt. Don't think that I won't swing. Even the eggs in here came to see you get yolked. So you better try to concentrate like orange juice. What's that? Cause you about to get beat to a pulp. You used to be that guy. Now Sriracha the one. I try to coach catcher. Cause I got the sauce.
Oh yeah, that's my
banging
knees.
with Prego,
Not like my
repping
knees.
pasta.
I'm like, my legs are just going back and forth like this.
That'll get you shot in the slums. Hey, yo, tomato. Yes, sir. That's
Yeah,
how
it's
you
making my whole
talk to
body
your son.
wobble, 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 wobble. All right, that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, I've seen that before. Oh, this guy has more of this stuff, huh? Yeah. Stop moving, freak. I can't help it, dog. I can't help it. Look, we put on Alexander the Great and we scared everyone away, bro. Look, there's 6 people here. It's all your fault, Infinite. Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, man. I was gonna say I'm having a good night. I am having a good night, but I am going to go and have a good night. And I hope you have a good night. I hope everyone has a good night and that great nights are had, especially on this Halloween weekend. I'm feeling glad. Please don't be mad that I'm signing off. I'm just feeling a little bit rad, and I'll come back for just a tad, but I got the money in the bag. Peace.